everybody. Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday and welcome to Married to Bravo with Joleen and Nana. Tonight, we're going to be talking all about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the finale to season 3, Salt Lake City finale. We're going to be reviewing it, talking about it. We want to hear from you guys in the chat, so let us know what you think. Make sure you smash that like, and if you want to support the channel further than smashing the like, which is a great free way to support the channel, you can send a super chat while we're live or join our membership on YouTube right here. If my mods don't mind dropping a membership link. Also, I do have tiers on Patreon if you're interested in that. And then Cash App, Venmo. It's all in the description. Follow us on social media. Nana, what do we set our like goal for tonight?
Hi, honey. What day is that? Saturday?
It's Saturday.
Okay. I'm
Yes.
thinking some people went out and things. So I'm
They're
going to
partying.
go 75.
Okay, let's get to 75 likes. If the mods don't mind letting us know if and when we hit it, and then we can set another goal. So we have lots to get into about this finale. We have the reunion coming up next week. We got Nana notes, but first we like to check in with Nana, aka my mom. How is it going there, Nanners?
Everything's really good. Let's see. Let's go to Care Bear, shall we? Hi, Nana. You look very pretty tonight. Thank you,
Of course,
Care
you
Bear.
went there.
Of course I went there. See what I did here, you guys? I just got this. See this? It's a little tank top, and
It's
I put
so
it over
cute.
like a little sweater thing that I've worn before.
You're so in vogue, Nana.
And so I put that on. I just had a woman deliver it to the front door. It said that I got my shipment from Kohl's yesterday. Well, I didn't get it. And I checked the mailbox again today because it was supposed to be 2 blazers and 4 of these things, different colors. So she's knocking at the door and she said, we live the same address as you, 2 streets over. This is for you. So that was very nice of her. So it's still kind of cold.
It was a tank
anyway,
top?
4 tank tops and 2 blazers I bought.
Way to go, Nana.
Yeah. So I
Oh
thought,
my
you know how I go. The whole thing cost me $56. So I had a lot of Kohl's cash and percents off and stuff. So that's a lot. 4 of these and 2 blazers. That's not bad. And usually I'm not into blazers because I'm not working anymore. But I just thought this one's just
She's
plain
retired.
navy. And the other one's just herringbone. And it's nice for funerals. So anyway.
Oh, we know
Okay.
Nana now plans her fashion around her funerals.
That's what you do, kids. Are you going anyplace else? No one dresses up for anything anymore. So
You're gonna don't get
here
me
we go
started
again.
in, you're gonna get okay.
Well, no,
also,
I mean,
we want to. No, I understand. Sorry. We are going to be checking in. Let us know. We're going to do a count of how many times Nana gets us canceled tonight. So
that's always fun.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
If it's your first time ever joining us, Nana is free to express herself, and some of her expressions might end in the cancellation of both of us. So we usually mark those to see how many Nana is going to get us canceled. I have to make a little intro for that or a thing.
And and that's fine. You do all that, behind the scenes on top of stuff. You know how to do all that. I don't. I want to say Blaze is this Blaze 2886. Love Kohl's Cash, Nana. So do I. It's the best.
We also, if you want to send us Kohl's Cash to support us, you can do that because Kohl's will soon be a sponsor of Joleen and Nana. They just don't know it yet. Indiana girl Jules coming in with the first super chat of the night. Nana, I know you like to read the super chat.
Thank you.
I was just gonna
ask you if I could. Hi, Indiana Jules. Hello, ladies. This finale was different. Laugh out loud. Update. Great doctor report. All blood work is great and officially down 38 pounds. That's beautiful.
Dang, Jules. Way
Sorry
to
to brag.
go.
Do not be sorry to brag. Sorry to brag, not sorry to brag. Just so happy with success with weight loss. Congratulations, honey. That's huge.
Oh my gosh. Everyone
That is
put your hearts
huge.
in the chat for Jules. Put some hearts in the chat
That's
for Indiana
awesome.
girl
That is
Jules. That's
so-
amazing. Weight loss and all that stuff is
Thank
très
you for the
difficile,
super chat.
especially as we get older. All times is
Well,
très difficile.
Does that mean very?
Very difficult.
Okay. I was going to say, and I couldn't, I thought, what is that?
We are
Okay.
bilingual. Well, not really, but we try to be on this channel.
No, I speak English and Cole's Cash. Okay.
Can you tell us what 38 pounds equates to in Cole's Cash? How much Cole's Cash would make 38 pounds?
I would say $1 a pound. You know, if you're talking like Brian Christopher from BC Slots.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway,
Nana doing promotion for channels that aren't ours.
I'm so sorry.
Way to go, Blaze. Lost 89 pounds in the past 8 months. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Ozempic. I've heard a lot about the Ozempic. I think it's the one where you give yourself shots.
I haven't heard about that. Do they have
speculating Kyle Richards might be doing that because she's dropped a lot of weight recently, but she's also been working out hard. But these, you never know with these.
Wow, that's huge.
Housewives, they lipo, they can do that stuff. But way to go, you guys.
So good.
I am probably almost down 20 pounds, 15, 20.
That's wonderful. Can I drop 40 before I come see you? Okay, hang on. Hang on, let me see.
I love Sue H always keeps up with our quotes. I speak English in Cole's Cash. That's a Nana. That is a Nana quote. That's what
I speak.
Yes, producer Linda's in the building. Yes, one shot a week. Yes, so I think it's like you give yourself the shot. I've heard a lot about it, and I've heard people have a lot of success on it. So that's amazing. Amazing. So props to the lean team and all your weight loss and all that stuff.
That's wonderful.
Stop, Blaze.
Oh, I already saw that. I knew this was popping up. Let me read it.
Stop. Nana.
You look great, Nana. Something about you reminds me of Kate Hudson, and I can't figure out
what. She said Joleen. You look great, Joleen, not Nana.
Oh, sure enough. Let me reread it. You look great, Jolene.
I can't even get a compliment in here.
Reminds me of Kate Hudson and can't figure out what. I think so too.
Our girlish charm.
Who is the one girl? It used to be one of my favorite shows, and now I forget who it is. And you don't see her very much anymore. And Paul Reiser was in
Helen
it.
Hunt.
That's who you remind me of.
Helen Hunt.
And let's speak about Helen Hunt for a minute. I've been watching Family. Family ran
Helen
from
Hunt
1976.
You just were looking for a way to bring up this show. Oh my God.
To 1980. The last episode was on my anniversary, June 25th of 1980. Decades. The channel is running it all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So that's all I've been doing. I've been bringing in my laundry to the bedroom and then folding it there because I didn't want to miss anything. Thank you, producer Linda. She sees Kate Hudson too. So do I.
Thank you, Linda.
But here's the exciting thing about it. Kate Hudson was on there. And who else? Oh,
or Helen Hunt, not Kate
Hudson. Helen Hunt. I'm sorry. It was Helen Hunt is what I meant. Helen Hunt was on
I was like, I don't think Kate Hudson was even born yet in 1980. I think she's younger than me.
Oh, probably.
Well, she might be the same age. I don't know.
And then me and Goldie were pregnant at the same time and we lost our weight at the same time. Anyway, Kim Richards was also on Family.
Shut it.
And I looked at that. Yes. Just on a couple, I think it was only 2 episodes because she was Buddy's best friend who lived next door, Buddy being Christy McNichol. It's the best show. If you have time after the podcast, please.
What's it called? Family?
To Decades channel. And it's called Family. It was such a good show. 1976 it started. 1980.
And where is this Decades network you will find?
Yeah, you'll find it at Decades. Oh, it's like on MeTV, it's Antenna TV.
Okay. So
Oh, Sue H is saying, I see a young Alicia Silverstone. Wow.
stop. And
That's
me and
really
Alicia,
nice.
Alicia Silverstone's just a little older than me. So that is really kind of you to say. You guys.
But enough about Jolene.
thank
I'm
you.
talking about family.
Okay, I'm trying to pull up screen. Okay, I'm trying to pull up the thing so I can show you guys in case you're wondering what Nana is talking about. She is talking about this
Just-
television show, which has we can always find our way back to the Housewives or Bravo.
We can. Does anyone
because
remember family?
Kim Richards was
Kim
in
Richards
this.
was on
So,
there, and she's a young little girl. At the same time, she's got the straight blonde bangs. She just is so cute on there. And I looked again. I went, oh my God, that's Kim Richards plays.
Kim Richards is adorable, like as a kid
Oh,
and stuff.
yes.
So adorable. Oh,
Like
wait,
to
I
see her
didn't
come back
sign
too.
it.
Would really like to.
So here's
See,
the
there it
show.
is.
Christy McNichols was in everything back in the day.
She sure
What
was.
happened to her? Is she
Well,
dead?
honey, no, she's still with us. And then
Good.
she was on the Golden Girls right after that. It was that they were she was the neighbor of the Golden Girls.
And she was on
played a detective.
and the Golden Girls?
She was the neighbor of the Golden Girls because it's the next. Was it Empty Nest? What was the name of that show?
Yes, Empty Nest. I remember that show.
Oh,
Her
okay.
dad was, what was that actor's name? And she had a sister, and like the
Oh,
mom
yes.
died or wasn't around.
Yeah.
And
And the
lived in
sister was
Florida or
Carol, and
something?
she was just out there. And Christy McNichol just looks wonderful, and she's
No
so cute in
wonder
this, and I
you
just love
like
it.
this show. It has your favorite Meredith Baxter Burney or whatever her name is.
Hello, but she wasn't up for the first 4 episodes. They had another actress playing her, and they just felt that they needed Haru.
Right.
They needed somebody more blonde in the show. That's what they said. So
For what
in
show?
walks in this show right here,
Okay.
because the first Maitland, that was her.
Oh, they
married
needed
name.
diversity, a blonde.
I
They needed
think so. I real
diverse
need more of a
blondes. Yeah.
blonde. And and the first one was very good. I'm not going to take anything away from her. But when Meredith Baxter Burney came in, this show family was just getting their speed. And I just loved it. People my age loved it. We all watched it.
I've never heard you speak of this show. AJ says
Oh.
Empty Nest. Yes, I liked that show. I was a kid when that was on.
Yes.
But
And
yeah,
then-
Matthew Broderick's dad was in it, I think. He
That's
died-
the
really?
dad right there.
That's
Yes.
Matthew Broderick's dad?
Yes. Yes.
Everybody's nepo, man. Everyone's nepotism in Hollywood.
Well, honey,
who's
it's not
the guy
just
in the
like
back
real life.
with the
That's
curly
really
hair?
Willie Ames. Oh, not Willie Ames.
That does not look like Willie Ames.
No, his
'cause
name is Willie on the show, and it's I just had it.
Willie Wiener.
No,
Willie Dickface.
No, don't make fun of him. He's one of my favorite.
Willie Bunghole.
No, I can't remember his name.
What about the lady next to him?
Seda
mom?
Thompson. She
Who's
was
Seda?
an
I like that
Seda.
name.
It's a great name, isn't it? Seda Thompson.
Mhm.
She worked a lot on stage. She did a lot of stage acting.
She looks like a stage actor for sure.
I just
very dramatic.
Very
regal
dramatic. It was very
something.
good. What is Gary Frank? That's his real name, and his name was Willie on the show.
Now, did he do anything after this?
I believe he did, but I think he did more behind the camera stuff. I know he did a little bit more acting that I'm aware of, but he was just so hot in this show. I just loved him. He's so cute.
Yeah. Did you get a lady boner for him?
Huge. Okay. Huge.
I want to see if I can pull up before we start a picture of Kim Richards in the show. How old was she?
Well, I'm trying to think because Buddy would have been about 12. So I'm thinking she would have been 11, 12. It was in a second or third episode where they're showing her and
the
Buddy.
show's called Family.
Family. They wanted to be, forever best friends, and she was moving to Detroit. And
not horrible Detroit, but horrible. She had to move so far away because
she had to move so far away, Pasadena, California.
Oh, you're gonna want to go to Detroit from Pasadena.
So I'd like to know.
That's not fun.
No, and I just
all right. I can't find her in that.
It's okay. I got so excited. I did Google it earlier today, but I don't know how to bring that stuff up. And Kim Richards was in episode 2, episode 3, because I got so excited when I saw her little face. And I thought, oh my God, what was she on? What was that? Was she a witch or something? What was it that Kim Richards was on? It's
I'm
not the
sorry?
Blair Witch Project. What was
She
it?
was in the Blair Witch Project. How did you know, Nana? She was in the Witch Mountain, the hunt for
That's
some
it.
mountain. That's in
That's it.
Disney. I don't
So
think
it
did I
isn't.
ever see that? I don't think I did.
I don't think so.
Well,
Blair Witch
speaking
Project.
of the
So,
Richard
okay.
sisters, this is one of my favorite pictures because it's got the guy. He was in
Oh yes, look at that.
Little House on the, I was gonna say Long Prairie. Little House
Yes.
on the Prairie. Kim Richards had such enviable long hair.
Yes.
And there's Kyle in the front and Kathy.
Oh, almost as good as Jan Brady, I'd say. I don't know, just a thought.
Better than
You
Jan
think?
Brady hair. Kim Richards' hair was iconic in the 80s and probably, what was this, like 70s, early 80s?
This is the 70s right there.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at 1977,
Thank you,
78,
Jules.
maybe.
Yeah, but
somewhere
isn't
like
this
that.
such an interesting picture with Kim, Kyle, and Kathy? And then what's his face? Was he on Highway to Heaven as well?
I believe he was. Yes. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was a
Yes.
good show too. Man,
I
Escape to Witch
just
Mountain. Thank you. Not the Blair Witch Project, which
no.
a lot of people get those two movies mistaken. A lot of people
And
go and look for Escape to Witch Mountain and they end up with Blair Witch, and very different. I think it's very
and what was that one show that you just said something about Angel? No.
Highway to Heaven.
Oh, Highway to Heaven. Yes. Exactly.
That
He
was
was on
pretty good.
Highway to Heaven too. And Michael Landon did some wonderful shows, didn't he? Didn't he produce shows? And he was so talented
I think
and
so, yeah.
passed at such a young age. And
Now he passed
just
away.
oh
Yeah,
yes.
Oh,
And he said really good his goodbyes on Johnny Carson of, he says, I picked you to come on. I picked your show to come on because so much stuff has been written about me. So I'd like to say it out loud, what's happening. So he was in a very, from
did
what
he
I
pass away
could
from
see.
AIDS?
No, he passed away from cancer.
Oh, I'm thinking of Mike Brady. Sorry.
Oh, did he pass away from AIDS? I didn't know that.
I think so, right?
Oh, okay.
The
All right,
Brady
we better
Bunch
get.
we better get to it, guys.
We better get to it.
We're
I
on
get
our little
so
tangent.
excited.
Let's cleanse our palates with some Tamra Judge.
That's my opinion!
Everything we are about to say in this breakdown recap is going to be our opinion. Feel free to have your opinion in the comments and the live chat. We love to hear from you. So we're talking Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. What a season. We're season 3. The finale just aired on Wednesday. We're going into the reunion. We have this finale with the book, but there's no book. So we got a book cover. We got Nana notes. Let me get my banner going. Take us into what happened in this episode, Nana, with your wonderful
Here
notes.
we go. Thank you. Well, don't say wonderful yet, okay?
I'm trying to build
Hold
them
tight.
up because what we find with Nana notes is a lot of times they're not always correct, but they're always entertaining. And that's
There
what
you
we can
go.
promise. Entertainment, not the truth.
You didn't ask for truth. End of
Mhm.
season 3. This is the episode 14. Last episode till we see our reunion next week. And we were just, Jolie and I were just talking about how long the reunion is going to be. Will it be 2 episodes, 3 episodes? They haven't said yet. Okay.
I bet it's 3. They always do 3 these days.
Do
Very
they, honey?
seldom
Really?
do they do 2.
Okay.
I feel
Well,
like, yeah.
maybe they'll take my word for it and then let them change outfits for each evening that it shows, that it airs.
They're not going to do that. But next live, we will go over their outfits.
Oh, that's my favorite. It's my favorite
reunion
part
outfit.
of it.
Mhm.
Favorite part of it. So it's called Trials and Tribulations for good reason. Okay, a little synopsis here. Synopsis, that's a good word. When Heather is asked about how she got her black eye, a heated argument ensues between her and Jen. At Heather's book cover reveal party, rumors are revealed and tensions rise. This is not the book. She did not. This is what bothered me about this book party. I'm just going to start
Okay.
out with that.
Go ahead,
Is
Nana.
she didn't have the book with her. Now, if
Didn't
you're going
finish
to
it.
Oh, come on.
Wasn't finished.
Then don't have this a reveal of the cover. Have
Well,
the
she
book
had
there so you can sign it and you can get it off the, get it off the tables, get it off the shelves. This is nice. Okay, we see the cover, but you couldn't buy the book. I found that a little odd. Have
Yeah,
other
and-
people had this? A reveal of just the
Not
cover?
necessarily. I think that we heard from Heather's publisher and maybe book agent, and they were like, you got to finish this or they're not going to want to go forward
Do you
with
remember?
this book deal. And I was like, damn, Heather, get busy. You got a book
I
deal
know.
and you're in a perfect
Yes.
position to sell the
Yes.
book. And I mean,
Yes.
there's no reason she can't hit New York Times bestseller. is it out yet? Let me look.
I'm not, you know what? I'm not sure that it is out. I just found that so odd because I'm looking around and it's a beautiful venue, like they all are, to where she's having this. But I'm
It looks
looking
like
and
it's
none of
going
the
to be out.
tables.
It's expected on February 7th, 2023. And it says, straight off the slopes into the spotlight, Heather Gay is known to dish God's honest truth. Whether a businesswoman, mother, or television personality, Heather is unafraid to blaze a new trail, even if at the isolation of her family, friends, and church. Heather was born and bred Mormon, and then it stops. I don't want to click the thing. So you're going to have to buy the book to find out the rest.
Which is probably going to be a really good book.
2/7/23. I am so curious if this will hit New York Times bestseller. If she has a good publisher, I'm sure it will, because they can, with pre-orders and all that stuff. I mean, they can pretty much make that happen these days. I think you can buy yourself into New York Times bestseller.
Okay, and then we
Pretty
see
sure.
this and we see her hair, and her hair looks great. Are those extensions? Can someone tell me? I don't know
I'm
that.
sure she has some help. Yes,
Okay,
I'm
'cause
sure
it-
she has some
very pretty.
extensions in. Mhm.
Very pretty. She looks good. Oh, Ryan,
Thank
what
you,
are you saying,
Ryan.
honey? Nana's notes will probably be way better than this chopped up finale.
And like
God
Blaze
willing.
says, they're taking a week off before the finale, which I
so
wonder
we're not
why.
gonna see that on next
Give us
Wednesday.
I guess not, but why give us a week before the finale? Usually you get like a mid-season break, but
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Do you think it's got anything to do with? Well, no, that's in the past, the Jen Shah business. Now
Maybe
we're
no,
just
it
seeing
doesn't.
it now.
Right?
Maybe
Yeah, I
that has
guess.
nothing to do with nothing.
Geminis do it best. This episode was good. They sure turned on Jen Shah as soon as they heard the guilty verdict.
Well, all this time they had Jen's back, especially Heather. And then Meredith Marks also went
My
to
family.
my family. So,
Mhm.
okay. So let's go. All right, here we go.
Oh, good,
Hi, Jolene. I
Renee.
did
Post
2
pictures.
Valentine's. I used 2 white pencils.
Oh, I bet that looks so cute.
Renee, I bet that is darling.
Send me a picture. Send me a picture.
I love that. We'd like to put it up if you don't mind. Okay.
Yeah.
We would like to. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, they need to get this book out before the show is canceled. AJ's saying. You know what? Unpopular opinion. This is going to be very unpopular. Looking back, I didn't hate this season. I hate some of the things that happened. Obviously, I'm sick of Jen Shah and all that. I don't like that Heather and Whitney are on this friendship break and are on different pages. But for drama, the switch of Whitney and Meredith now working together, kind of again. I'm sorry, not Whitney and Meredith. Heather and Meredith versus Whitney and Lisa, and then Jen Shah going to prison. Granted, it was choppy because I think,
it was
just waiting on this verdict, and then the trial keeps getting pushed back. So I think they were banking on, well, we'll probably have a trial during the season. And then that didn't happen because it got pushed back, like she said, 5 times. But other than that, I didn't hate this season for entertainment. It did suck that they could only travel locally, but comparing it to some other Housewives franchises, I still think Salt Lake City has some juice in it. And I'll tell you, Dana, make her a housewife yesterday, and Angie K as well. I mean, but what I hate about this season is that the editors left a lot on the editing room floor, because there was even a scene where Dana was fighting with Jen Shah that we didn't get to see. It's like, why wouldn't we get to see that? We have all these women kind of falling in line for Jen Shah for so long, and now you get some new blood. Like Dana comes in like, no, F you, I'm going to stand up to you. And I loved it. I love that Dana kind of was the antithesis of Jen, in that, obviously to be a housewife, you have to be materialistic and you have to care about that stuff. But she comes in with her gray hair. She comes in, but again, we didn't So there were flaws to the season because we didn't learn enough about Dana. We didn't learn enough about Angie K. But I do like that they stood their ground against Jen Shah, because without them, we would just have a lot of people falling in line and afraid to call it what it was. And Dana had said to her, like, you better, what was her thing? Let me play the audio of it for you. So they got in like a little skerfuffle, Nana. And let's see, let me find it here. And this is what Dana said to Jen. Okay, hold on.
If I were you, I'd be real nice right now, especially if you want some money on your books. Get my face. If I were you, I'd be real nice right now, especially if you want some money on your books.
So she was like, she got up in Jen's face. She's like, if I were you, I would be real MFing nice right now, especially if you want some money on your effing books. And while everyone else is going, Jen's innocent, we have to believe she's innocent, Dana's like, you better be nice to me because I know you're going to jail and you're going to need some money on your books. So I don't know what you can get in commissary in prison, in federal prison. I should look that up. What can you buy?
And what type of prison is she actually going to? Is this the one where they
going to a federal prison?
Tennis lessons, or what is this one?
Well, there was fear, I think, that she was going to try to do some kind of rehab package prison, which could let her out sooner. But I don't know if that, if I think there was pushback on that by the judge, because the judge also pushed back on, like, publishing a book. I don't want you profiting off of this, because we know Jen Shah doesn't feel bad one bit. And well, she's not acting like it. And she came in with a new management company behind her, probably hoping they could get a lesser sentence. And then as soon as she gets out, or maybe even while she's there, they can make money off her. So Nana, let me show you this. This is interesting. Okay, this is very interesting. So this is a commissary list for what is this? BopGov. What is BopGov? Oh, the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Okay, this is what they have listed for their commissary list. Okay. What Jen could buy. So she better be nice to Dana, because Dana's like, I'm gonna put, if you want me to put money on your book. So do you understand that concept, Nana? I mean, I think
I do, because, people can come in, or, I don't know how they do it now, call in, or just send money to not the prisoner themselves,
you
but
can put
under the prisoner's name
on their books. Yep. Okay. Let's
or
zoom
number
in here. So, and I think like there's certain things in prison that are maybe considered high ticket items or tradable or something. And again, I'm speaking with no, thankfully no prison experience, but you can get forever stamps, I think stamps or something, water, French vanilla cappuccino. She needs $1.40 on her books for that. Gatorade, 5 Gatorade for 90 cents. That is a deal. You got to get your Gatorade in prison. I'm telling you. Taster's Choice, $7.80.
Yeah. The rest of the stuff is pretty high, but pretty normal to what we're seeing happening in our grocery stores.
Well, I mean, what a capitalist prison way. Like, even there,
I don't know.
It really is the rich do better than the poor. No one's on an even playing field, because even in our prisons, it's like, well, if you come here with money, you'll be in federal prison, but you'll be in federal prison with Hershey's bars. But if you broke, well, good luck to ya.
Yeah, it's just, it does seem, I would think that it would be just like when I grew up, this is what we're having to eat. If you don't like it, you starve. You just eat this and then wait for the next meal.
Looks like you can get all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Sue says, I didn't expect a prison menu PDF on the live tonight. That's the great thing about, that's why you guys all want to subscribe. For me and Nana, we give exclusive Bravo content that you don't think you'll see. Thank you, Shelly. So glad you're joining us. Yeah, cup of noodles is something that I hear a lot about in the prison world. I hear that.
Is that like a ramen?
Oh, that's a ramen.
Thing? Okay.
Look at cosmetics. So if Jen Shah wants a cosmetic bag, she better have $5.50.
Oh, honey.
Eyebrow pencil?
That's not going to be good enough for her. She's not a Maybelline girl. Hello?
She's going to have to be. Maybe
I like
she's born
Maybelline.
with it. Maybe she's in prison. Maybe she's
in prison.
Maybelline,
but it's more
She'll
of a
need
lower
waterproof.
than what she's used to. Okay.
Nana, you classist. Put that
Thank
down.
you.
Nana's getting us canceled. She's a classist. That's the first thing. We apologize to all of those people out there who wear Maybelline. Nana does not mean to be classist. She's just a little bit of a bougie.
I know. I have
bougie
Estee
bitch.
Lauder mascara that Jolene sent me. It was just very nice.
She can get
Soft. It's my
bronzer
favorite.
in federal prison.
Well, you
$4.50.
you don't see much of the sun now, do you? Okay.
No.
We're gonna just
Protein bars.
wow,
This
that'd be
is
the last thing I'd
fascinating.
want. It is it is. Do you want to put some
Hygiene.
money?
Fingernail clipper. Put some money on. Don't put money on. Maybe, I
Nana?
bet you people will put money on their books. Shower shoes.
Well-
That's going to be important. You don't want athlete's foot. You're in prison and athlete's foot.
I don't know. Life.
Okay, Gemini
Live it.
says, I heard you can get honey buns, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and cup of noodles. Oh, that's
Wow.
good.
You know that
it doesn't
Flamin'
seem
Hot
that
Cheetos?
bad.
Ooh, Cheetos in itself, way good. Flamin' Hot. Ooh, that's
You got
ouch.
you got the Midwestern taste buds where spice to you is mayonnaise.
It is
And
spicy
salt.
mayonnaise. You bet.
Oh, they have Petty Paddle foot cream. Oh, you got corns in prison? You better bring $2.35 for one corn cushion. Nana, you'd be in trouble. There'd be no corn cushions for you.
I don't have corns. I have bunions.
Oh, yes.
Bunions
That
are your bones that need to be scraped
too.
in a
Suave shampoo. That alone is that's punishment.
It isn't punishment. Here's the joy, you guys. We're going to find out at the end of life that a Suave shampoo is the same as the big high buck stuff. So can you imagine what I use? Anyway,
Oh,
Anna, I have no trouble with Suave shampoo. I didn't buy it this time because it wasn't on sale. But at Costco, I got something this big. It's got a little pump on it. And
was it prison shampoo? Now I'm going to call Suave prison shampoo. Head and
Pantene.
Shoulders too. Oh, Pantene's the worst, Nana.
Why?
It's really bad for your hair.
Oh,
That's what my hairdresser has said. She's like, oh, like when she's trying to use the worst example, she uses Pantene. It like strips your hair or something. I don't know.
Okay.
She's like, instead, buy my shampoo and conditioner for $90, and I did.
Ta-da! Yeah, I'm sorry. I got this much for $8 and something. As soon as that's over and it's done with, and I think it's going to be in the year 25. I don't know. I'm not sure. So, okay, here we go. Let's keep going. I like
Head and
this.
Shoulders, $6.40. You better not get dandruff in for dry
AAA.
scalp.
What's a AAA battery pack for?
Let's see. Oh, they got Noxzema. That's taking it to the old school.
I like it.
Cool, so cool. Where'd you see the AAAs? Up here?
No, I saw it down below. You're just showing
MP3
it.
player.
Wow.
Sony radio, $44. I wonder if they do cassettes or, well, MP3. I mean,
I don't know.
MP3 player return envelope.
Can you see this behind me? Is that showing up?
It is. It's really nice.
Thank you. Karen gave me that yesterday. Thank you, Sister Karen. That's my birthday gift, and it's a carousel. It all goes around. It's for my village, and it also plays Christmas music.
You just got your birthday present right now?
I haven't seen Karen, honey. I haven't seen my sister at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had Bunko last night, and Bunko is a dice game at her house. So I went to that, and I won $8. Na.
Way to go! Here you go, Nana. AAA battery pack.
How much is it?
$1.45.
Oh, that's not bad. That's cheap.
I'm gonna get. I go through a lot of batteries, especially at Christmas time with all my little light up things. I'm gonna go to federal prison to get my batteries. I wonder if they'll have like a sale.
No, it'd be better just going to Costco with me. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Let's keep going.
Wow, look at
I love it.
A wireless notebook, only $1.85.
Wireless
reading glasses, $4.50.
Wireless notebook is like this, honey.
Oh, I thought
no, it's like this. That's okay.
I thought it was one like Realification got me one, and it's awesome because it's like it connects to your computer.
Are wires. See this? That's the wire kind. Okay, I like to help you out with some of the old school terms every once in a while. You know.
Oh God. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So here we go.
Good deal.
Heather and Meredith are talking about Jen. This is how it starts. They go through all the things that happened during the season, which I like when they start out like that. And they're, bouncing around all the different things that took place. Certainly, we are sick of that black eye. And then we get into Heather's book, Bad Mormon. Heather meets with Megan, the party planner, for the book. And I wanted to say book signing, and I crossed it out and said book cover reveal. And that's when I just, what?
It's
They
like celebration of a future book.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Cocktail attire and hymns. Okay. Whitney wants to support Heather, she says, but doesn't really want to be in the choir. So Heather's book and the choir party. It's a beautiful venue. Heather wants them to try to all get along in the evening. That would be nice. Wait, that's not going to happen.
Isn't it interesting that they always use, like, they must have a deal with Bravo or Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because every event they have is at that place with the pool upstairs. And even when they're just chatting, they always go to that rooftop pool, and
It is
her
nice.
event is in the same area. But we've seen that so much. They must have some kind of deal.
Is it the same one, though? Because there's more than just one
Yeah.
rooftop pool. Is it the same one?
No, this is the same one. I promise.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So everyone's arriving. That's always fun to see what they're wearing. Angie H shows up. All her cousins were there, Valerie and Amy, and it's hug, hug, kiss, kiss. And she just wants them there for a quick time and then be done with them. Jen is telling people that Angie punched Heather in the eye. And I'm like, what? Here we're back to the eye again. Angie and Lisa and Whitney are talking about the black eye. Quit with the black eye. Her eye is fine now. Okay. Eye is fine now. Nobody cares. Angie thinks
Nana,
it was.
Here's what they're saying.
I know.
They're saying, according to Taste of Reality, I just saw this and screen grabbed it, so it could be our theory. Taste of Reality says Heather Gay's black eye cause revealed. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. After a whole season with practically no storylines and an even worse reunion that hasn't aired yet, as I just said, it's not that bad, guys. Execs seem to be scrambling with the Salt Lake City Housewives. None of the women have received deals for the 4th season, which was supposed to start filming this month. Yeah, they're kind of on a pause like Beverly Hills was, and has now been pushed to probably February with no specific date. One producer claims Lisa Barlow is the only one who's safe, but she's very difficult to cast around. Seems like a major casting shakeup or a Dallas style no plans to bring it back. That better not happen. Announcement. This is not as bad as Dallas. Let's be real. And then someone said, this is not true. Okay. They said,
boy, you never know what to believe.
Of the friends are being asked back. Bravo and the editors are also doing Heather dirty with the black eye edit. The morning it happened, she told everyone she thinks she hit it on the sink, but doesn't remember because they were drunk. Production told Heather they had footage of someone punching her and pressured her to pin it on someone. She refused. She refused to talk about it anymore because she didn't know what happened and was going through an internal investigation with Bravo after the incident. She was trying to squash the storyline because of the behind-the-scenes investigation and because the producers had lied about footage they're editing her like a villain to save, and then it stops. I just found this on the Twitter, but that
Taste of Reality. Okay.
Taste of Reality. That's actually interesting, because if that's the case, I would fire editors and producers more than I would fire housewives, because if they are editing and producing the show that poorly, maybe you need a fresh set of eyes. Like me,
There you go, like you. Like Angie thinks it was a sexual thing. That's what she keeps telling people. That's what she's telling people at this book reveal or cover reveal. And she called it a Barbie scissors something. Barbie what?
Like Scissor Sisters. I think she was making a scissoring jokes, like two gals scissoring.
I guess you lost me on that because I didn't get it.
Is this an Ask Nana?
Yes, it is.
Oh
please.
My gosh, we have an Ask Nana.
Honey, I'm sorry. I don't get it. I
No,
don't
don't be
get
sorry.
that.
I'm excited to have an Ask Nana. I just have to change and find my little video intro. We have an Ask Nana. We're going to explain scissoring to Nana. Yes, good job, Nana. Good
Thanks.
job.
Ooh,
proud
I'm
of you.
ready.
I'm
I'm
trying to
ready for
find-
Jeopardy. Okay, Jolene, what is a pussy?
All right. An
Ready?
Ask Nana segment is fantastic. All right.
Cut
Nana,
it out. Okay, go.
what does Nana think it means that Angie K is saying that they were kind of, because what exactly did Angie K say? She said they're in a Barbie scissoring situation.
Yes. And I thought to myself, okay, scissors and women. So is this legs for one woman and then another woman comes here? Would that be
Yeah.
it? Was that
That's
it?
what it pretty much. It's when two females vaginas grind together, such as the
Okay.
art of making out. So privates kissing each other.
Okay.
So like when they
All right.
rub their vaginas together until
that's a
one or
scissor.
both of them
Okay.
have an organism.
I've learned so much.
The way they reach the organism is because both of their clitorides, I'll just say that because I don't want to get demonetized, are together, which is stimulating. So you got an organism because the clitorides are together. I don't know if they really go like this. I mean, women, I'm sure it's like some humpage. Nana got it.
Linda goes, I'm so proud. I was just trying to think.
Right?
I'm trying to think. Okay, scissors, and that's
Nana, that was like Tetris.
Legs. What is Tetris?
You did it.
Oh,
another Ask Nana.
Nana got it. I know. No, stop it. Is Tetris, is it kind of like Rubik's Cube?
It's placing, it's like Dr. Mario. You remember that? But kind of Rubik's Cube, I guess. You're placing stuff in like pieces of a puzzle in place to, okay. Well, yeah, we'll get there.
Oh, Ashley's saying.
Sorry, Ashley. Ashley said, Edie is learning so much this stream.
I'm so sorry. Time for bed, Edie. Okay.
Our little Edie. Good thing. Don't let her repeat this. Also, Ashley, I talked to Sarah today, so text me and we'll work out the Disneyland details. Okay.
And Jen is
taking care of some personal business while we're live too.
Personal business. There you go. Angie H and her husband talked to Coach and Jen. He couldn't talk. He got very emotional when he came up. Do you see him here? Yes. And it was almost like, oh, poor me. That was sad. This was sad.
Coach is I'm going to need an apology for what he's like, I did. And then Angie's like, come here, little buddy. What he meant was, although it seems personal, it wasn't personal. And he's like,
it was personal.
Yeah. And then basically all he said was, yeah, sorry. And then Coach was like, thank you for being a man. I'm like, he didn't even give a real apology. He couldn't even explain what he did with the Finsta account. It was very emotionally stunted, but that's what I would expect from him if he's that big old age and starting a Finsta account to fight women on the internet.
Nothing. He said absolutely nothing, and I agree with you. He said absolutely nothing. He, the idea that Coach is trying to get a quick apology from him. Coach, you got more things, busier, more important things to worry about than an apology from this. But
according to them, that pushed Jen Shah over the edge to the point where she wanted to end it. So
that's right.
That is why and now playing devil's advocate, Jen Shah said, you never question someone. Well, my time on YouTube has taught me that there are people out there who are very, they like to lie. Okay. And deceive people. And when they get in trouble, they like to weaponize their mental health so that they can get out of said trouble. Now, the more we're learning about Jen Shah, the more I'm thinking that's probably something Jen Shah did. So I actually probably 3 years ago, I'd say you never question that when someone says it. But now I would say it depends on who says it, because most people are going to keep it 100 if they admit to that kind of, thing and those feelings. I know they'll demonetize us if we say the actual word, but the S word, for lack of a better way to put it. So if people talk about taking themselves out of the world, 99% of people are honest, and it's horrendous. And having that feeling, if you know it, it's beyond once you get to that state. Now with Jen Shah, I wouldn't be surprised if she's just using that to weaponize it, because how quickly she then all of a sudden is like, okay, I'm back. And she was in a lot of heat, and she was having to answer for a lot of things, and she's in this federal indictment and all that stuff. And all of a sudden she's like, wants to shut down all conversation when they're in San Diego. And she's like, I was going to hurt myself and take myself out of this world. And it's like, okay, well, I'm sure a lot of your victims felt that way too. I mean,
I totally agree. So, and
Yes.
MG, I put it up there. When does Lisa get her apology? Why would Lisa get an apology? I guess I'm questioning that.
Was it because Lisa was blamed originally? Jen
Oh,
Shah,
yes. Okay. Was that it?
maybe.
Oh, MG.
Let us know, MG, because a lot of people are saying that on Twitter, like justice for baby gorgeous. Jen
Oh.
Shah probably, Evelyn's saying, had a mental health crisis for sure. She definitely had depression, all that anyone would under those circumstances of facing prison and leaving your family. But it is her life situation. Yes, not the Finsta account. So that's how you can really tell specifically, I think, when people are weaponizing it to use it against someone, is when they say this thing you did and not kind of, I think to get to that point, it would take more than a Finsta account, because the Finsta account wouldn't even be as offensive to you, the Shah exposed, if you weren't already getting exposed by the federal government.
Yeah, true story.
For your wrongdoing.
True story.
So, but this was pathetic. This lady's husband is such a dork. And
Coach,
it's
I know.
so sad.
Is he looking for his 5 minutes of fame because it's over? You had it.
He's
it's
thirsty.
over. We
Well,
do
we'll see
not
if
even want
Angie-
you back on this.
Okay,
I don't want
Nana's
them
speaking
back.
for everyone. Well,
I am. I think I am. Anybody want
I'll
them
have to
back?
think about it a little longer.
Okay, I thought about it for 2
Yes,
seconds.
sorry, you're right. The Finsta actually talked about Lisa, not Jen. So Jen has this wonderful way of making everything about her, which is what this season turned into. Well, I might be going to federal prison, so I get the nice room. Well, I should get the nice room. I might be going to federal prison. Well, I was going to hurt myself because of this Finsta account. But he was actually, Angie H's husband was trolling and talking shit about Lisa, not Jen. He was just using Jen's name. And Jen's like, that already made me look so bad. No, you already looked horrible because of the accusations against you and your own behavior on the show and your own behavior to people that work for you that caught that on video and on audio and shared it. So
MG, thank you for explaining that. Now I'm understanding it a little better. Jamie, you're like saying the whole season was pathetic?
A lot of people feel that way.
Really? I don't, but there sure was some
it was sloppy for sure. It was sloppy, but I think there's still hope. When Dallas left, Dallas had to go. Dallas, I was watching it. I was covering it on AfterBuzz, I think at that time. And it was too much. Everyone was a damn racist on that show. And it was so cuckoo.
Oh, you mentioned Dallas, honey. And I thought you guys were going back to the old school. Like
no,
who shot JR
the Real
Dallas.
Housewives.
So they really
Dallas.
did have one. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
Exactly. So I think Salt Lake City's always been better than Dallas. And I think that they shouldn't give up on this franchise. And I agree with Evelyn. I think Angie has some potential for a housewife. Her husband sucks balls, but the elf on the shelf husband is pathetic.
I love that. I couldn't help but read that. And I got the giggles, the elf on the shelf husband. I'm sorry. That's funny.
Yes, I think Jessica's right. Maybe she would have made it to the San Diego trip, would have been a little better. And now you have the foursome of Angie H, Jen Shah, Heather Gay, Meredith Marks, all kind of aligned. And then on the other side, you got Angie K, Dana, Lisa, and Whitney. So obviously Jen's going to prison. But I actually think Dana, Angie K, and maybe even Angie H aren't the worst additions for Housewives, because they've proven that they will cause some havoc.
They caused a stir. They had some balls. They stood up to a lot of the people that were just going, oh, Jen, we're just going to stand behind you till the court finds you guilty. Okay.
Yeah.
I like this, Jamie B. You got arrested on
Mhm.
national television, but yet this embarrassed you?
Yeah. Give me
There
a
you
break,
go.
girl.
There
Girl,
you
give me a
go.
break. Give me a break.
So Angie and the husband, as we see here, so it's all hugs and kisses. They accept the apology. Coach accepts it. The choir sings. Heather thanks the choir. She wants to be a ride or die for all her friends, she said. They reveal the
Just
cover of the
not
book.
Whitney. Just not
Huh?
Whitney.
Yeah,
Just
just
not
not
Whitney.
Whitney, right? But she didn't say that, but she should have.
Yeah.
They reveal the cover of the book. There are no books there to be had, or to have signed, or to sell. Pictures being taken by the huge cover of the book, which is a good backdrop and stuff. All right. Whitney talking to Jem, not feeling close to her right now. Really? Good. Good for you. It surprised me it didn't surprise me that Heather showed up in New York for Jen's court date, but it did surprise me that Meredith did. Didn't
What?
it
They've been
surprise
like a
you?
no, they've been a threesome all season. That's been the
No,
weird part is they've been like these three stooges, the three
well,
of them all damn season.
and I understand that, but I never thought I'd see Meredith go that extra length or extra for
She's been
anybody.
going
Well,
extra
not
all season though. Like
well.
she literally has with sticking up for her, going after other people because of Jen Shah. I mean, after all the things she said, Jen Shah's employee last season stole a damn stuff from her store.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
I forgot
now
about that
they're
part. But I just thought this, to go cross country for someone. I don't know. I just thought I could see how they're doing it. I still was surprised that Meredith went also.
Meredith went all in. She went all in because now that she's anti-Lisa, she's all in on this
I suppose you
this
gotta
friendship with Heather
hitch your way
and Jen
to
Shah. And
something. Okay.
I also think she's kind of interested because she does have the legal background because when you hear her talk about it. But when Whitney confronts Jen, let's break that down before we jump ahead. Whitney confronts Jen, like they see each other, and then she
Yes.
says, I thought we were in a good place. And then we go to San Diego, and it just didn't feel like the Jen that I thought you were. And then here comes Angie K, like, me neither. And then here comes Lisa Barlow, me neither. And then Jen's like, whoa, just I'm talking. But she only goes for Angie K. And she says, I'm talking to
Yes.
Whitney. And Angie K is like, I'm done with you, Bish, because Angie K has now seen Jen Shah so easily forgive Angie H and her husband, who Jen
Yes.
Shah made a big deal, like I said, that she was going to take herself out of this world because of this Finsta account that Angie H's husband started. So then Angie K is like, what the hell? And then she's like, is it even real, Jen? Is any of this real? Like, how do we believe what you're saying? When the federal government's saying you're lying, you're not acting like the friend I thought you were. And other people agree. So what is real? And then Jen Shah, of course, twists and turns this. And she's like, Coach Shah, come over here. They're saying that my attempt wasn't real. And it's like, first of all, she didn't say that. She's just saying, was it real when you said this Finsta account was the reason that drove you to possibly hurting yourself? And then she's like, I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want an effing camera in my face. It's like, girl, don't worry. It won't be in your face for very long. You're going to prison.
Why? You want to
Enjoy
get all
it.
the
Why?
airtime you can.
Well, enjoy it while it lasts, So yes, and Bravo was filming, so I'm sure they helped bring them to New York. So I wasn't surprised in the least.
I'm still saying I was, because that takes a certain person. Certainly I saw Heather doing that. Like she
It's
would,
more screen
be with
time.
her. Well, that's true too. And I didn't think of it that time at like that, but I was surprised to see Meredith. It still bothers me to see Meredith and Heather together and be such good buddies. I'm sorry.
Meredith and Heather or Meredith and Jen?
Meredith and Heather.
Okay.
As they came there, as a united front for Jen.
Okay.
Just doesn't sit well with me.
Got it.
I just don't think so.
So yeah, there's a definite, we come out of this, party with a divide where you have Whitney and Lisa again versus Heather and Jen and Meredith. And then Dana and Angie K fall on the Whitney and Lisa side, and Angie H falls on the Jen, Heather, and Meredith Mark's side.
Yes.
And then they head, like you said, into New York.
Yes.
We get
And-
little updates from all of the housewives. So they say, not all of them, just everyone except for Jen. So Meredith continues to be a champion for mental health, especially her own.
Yes.
She and Seth, for my family, she and Seth are busy taking bubble baths, which leaves no time to reconcile with Lisa. I have no time for Lisa or to
please.
reconcile with her because me and Seth are in the bathtub with the bubble bath and my feet are touching his taint. So it's been a great season for my family. Brooks has a brand new line that isn't just a sweater. And Jen Shah was wearing that when she decided to tell us, or when she was in New York. And then we found out that she took a plane deal. So Brooks got some good airtime. So I'm going to keep working on that. So she did that. Okay. Whitney says Whitney is focused on setting boundaries in her life, except in the bedroom, because we know she likes whips and chains, handcuffs, Unfortunately, the bad weather report is still gloomy and sunny skies aren't on the horizon. So her and Heather's friendship. That's talking about that.
Isn't that nice?
They're not in a good spot. That isn't nice. They're not in a good spot.
No.
Lisa's business has been better than ever. Just ask the SEC. She has been attending college tours with Jack. Remember, he was like, I'm not going to college. I'm just going to be rich. But no jazz games in quite some time.
That was kind of cute, the way that was written about Lisa.
It's basically like she's not, but it was about S&Ds.
No, about the jazz game. Yes.
Yeah. So she's not S and no more D's for jazz tickets like some of these women said. Heather's book is finished and now she's worried her family will actually read it. So she finally finished it. It's due, or it's going to be out. What do we say? February 7th, February 5th.
Yes.
She practices with her choir regularly and continues to give Jen Amazing Grace. Yeah, they like saying that, like Amazing Grace.
I know.
And Lisa's like, I don't know if I can hear myself. And then her husband's like, what? She's like, I can't hear myself. He's like, what? She's like, myself.
I know.
John Barlow.
John's kind of funny. Every once in a while, John gets a good one. I like him.
I didn't know if I enjoyed a John Barlow, but I do enjoy John Barlow.
He's
very devoted. He's hopelessly devoted to her. And if it comes out that he's not, I'll be so mad at you, John Barlow. I'll be
hopelessly devoted. Didn't they sing that in Grease?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have Shannon Van in the house. Hi, Shan.
Hey,
Hi,
Shannon.
honey. Nice to see you here.
Late, but you're here. So you're never too late.
No,
all right, Nana.
She's high on cold medicine.
No, DGF.
DGF, what?
Okay,
is late.
Just go back to the notes. Girl,
no, just get back to listen. I can read.
You're not listening to me. I said DGF is late, but at least you're here. So you're
I'm
not
sorry.
Listening to me.
I guess I didn't listen to that.
Oh, good.
All right.
Do with each other. Oh my God.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Oh my God. All right. What do we got next?
Okay, what we have is pictures being taken, like I said, all around the book.
We're already out of the party. You were already on to New York trip.
Okay, yeah, I jumped to the New York trip.
Yes.
Angie K confronts Jen about going around telling everyone I gave Heather a black eye.
Okay,
we got that. We're gonna turn. We're walking. Mom,
Jen Shah's in New York. Oh, she's talking to her mom. You're right.
Mom cashed out her retirement account. The court date has been pushed out 5 times.
So sad.
Coach is packing up the car. We're seeing this to go. I had to come back to this because this was important because the flashback of everything that went down, and then they head to New York. And then because I started talking about who met them in New York, because it shows them getting to the airport, going to their room.
What did you think of her conversation with her mom, though? Because I know you in particular are, I agree with you 100%, Anna, but you are just like, how dare she do that to her mother? So she has this conversation with her mom where her mom's like, but you'll be innocent because you're innocent. And you can almost see the skepticism in Jen's face, like, am I? What did you think about this conversation?
I thought it was horrendous. I thought she should never have taken her mother's retirement. As a mother, you back your kids no matter what, but touch my retirement. We'll talk a little little bit more about it, because that's your livelihood. This is how you're going to live the rest of your life. You're not able or don't want to, because you're already done it, go out and work again for your money. Jen, you shouldn't have even asked your mother that, especially when you knew deep in your heart what was happening, what you did or didn't do. Now, if you were 100%, innocent, I would say, oh, Mom, can I get a little help? Not just clean out my whole retirement.
So if I came to you and I said, Nana, they're accusing me of conspiracy to commit wire fraud for running a telemarketing scheme, okay, that defrauded elderly people out of thousands of dollars, but I didn't do it. I need all your retirement. Would you give it to me? Would you believe that I would be part of a conspiracy to commit wire fraud?
Not when it's you. I don't believe you could do that, but Jen
I think
could.
that's where her mom fell into, like, it's
I
my
don't
daughter,
believe
she'd
you
never do
could.
that. But I would find it very difficult to lie to you knowing that they're probably going to find my ass guilty.
That's what I'm saying. She knows in her heart what she did or didn't do. And so did Coach. I believe Coach knew, because you'd have to be blind not to see what your wife, or that money that she had coming in, how much of it was coming in, that something just wasn't just right about it. Just right about it.
And him as a lawyer, it's hard. It's really hard to believe that he didn't know more, that he doesn't know more. And so that's what I wonder when we get to the end here, and where we finally see Heather Gay at lunch with Lisa Barlow and say, I think she did it. I think she did it. But was she implying that maybe Coach Shah knew and had more to do with it, and that Jen took the plea so that nothing would happen to him and someone would be there with their kids? Is that what she was implying at the end? I was kind of confused.
Okay. And that's okay, because you had a different look on it, what you said right there, than I did. I think she just finally came to the realization, because here she just got back from New York. She's having a lunch or drinks, it looks like lunch, with Lisa. And she said, she did it. I think she did it. And I think she came right out and said that she thought that Coach knew about this. And once she got to the courtroom, and even before that, when she had to get there a couple days earlier to New York, I'm talking Jen Shah and Coach, and they went and talked to the lawyers, and what kind of questions are they going to be getting, and kind of putting them on the spot so they answer correctly. This is how we want you to answer this. I think once they saw how much they had against Jen Shah and how many people were willing to testify against Jen Shah, then I think the lawyer probably told her, like, this is up. You have to do something. Let's plead it this way.
I was curious if Jen Shah was waiting it out because maybe at this time she didn't know that Stuart had flipped. So I'm wondering, but it looks like we knew back in, 2021. So last year, November, there's a Page 6 article, Jen Shah's assistant changes plea to guilty in telemarketing scam case. So did she think he was going to just take the blame? Or did she not know? Like, when did Jen Shah find out he was cooperating? Because I feel like that probably impacted her decision. But did she find out soon? Like, we've known since what, springtime?
Yes.
Maybe a year?
We certainly did. About Stuart we're talking about, right? And what Stuart did.
Yeah. Who did I say? Did I say the wrong?
No, you didn't say the name, but you just said, her assistant,
Stuart.
which is Stuart. Love that name. So I think Stuart absolutely decided he's going to flip and plead guilty. And then he's going to get lesser time for kind of spilling the beans and saying, hey, yeah, she knew exactly what was going down. Because you can only lie so much. And
Stu flipped a long time ago. So it wasn't that she was waiting on that. Because I could see, let's play devil's advocate here. Let's say she is like, no, it wasn't me. I was hoodwinked by Stuart. Well, then I could understand if she just right before she was supposed to go to trial, she gets these documents to read that Stuart has flipped. Like, oh my gosh, I guess now I have to, like, there's too much
Yes.
evidence. But it wasn't that way because Stuart flipped a long time ago. So despite knowing Stuart flipped and that they had all this stuff, she's still claiming her innocence. And now she's trying to get the ladies to believe, and the world, I guess, even though she says, I can't say it all. I wish I could tell you guys everything. It's like, well, why can't you tell us stuff? I mean, if you're innocent, I don't know. But it was very, very fishy. And then for her to say, oh, Stuart, he tricked us. He did all of this scamming. And I had no idea. I do think he definitely was smarter than he gave off on the
Appeared.
show.
You bet.
Yes.
You bet.
And he could have been the brains behind it, but there's no way she didn't know, because Jen Shah's not an idiot. Jen Shah she had quite the background in corporate America. She has quite, good, an education. Yes. So she's been in business a long time. She's worked for lots of other companies. So I don't think it's as easy as, like, again, just to compare it, like a Teresa Giudice, where I honestly believe Teresa Giudice had no I don't think she cared at the time, but she doesn't even know where the president lives. She said he lives at Mar-a-Lago, which
I think she was right. I think she
What do you
was
mean?
right. Well, you mean when Trump was president?
No, when Biden was president.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She said recently on Watch Happens Live, Andy goes, where's the president live? She's like, I don't know. And it's like, no matter what, the president lives at the White House. Like, you learned that in first grade, I think. And she was like, Mar-a-Lago? Because she's a Trumper. She loves Trump. But I believe Teresa Giudice. Like, if it was Teresa in these shoes, I'd be like, oh, that Stuart pulled one over on T. But Jen Shah, she's just too smart. She's too calculated, and learning more about her lifestyle tells you a lot, that she was willing to lie about whether her stuff was real, fake, rent. She wanted to keep up these appearances.
The facade of it all.
Yes. And she lived such a deceptive lifestyle.
How sad is that? That's very sad. That's very sad. And let's just get back to, I'm sorry, I didn't see that about Teresa saying the president lives at Mar-a-Lago. I thought that was just, I'm sorry. I thought that was just when Trump was president. Okay. No. I got it. But there used to be
even then he lives at the White House.
No, I understand that.
American presidents live.
I understand that, but he spent a lot of time. That last president spent a lot of time there.
Children, elementary school kids will tell you the White House, Washington, D.C.
Well, they will. In the 60s, they had a song, My Daddy is President. What does your daddy do? He lives in a big White House on Pennsylvania Avenue. And I don't know who sang it, but we all sang it. We thought that was a cute little ditty.
See, even you knew it then. Teresa didn't know that song. Evelyn said, I think Jen's attorneys finally convinced her that she had no real defense with the evidence. Her best bet was to plead guilty for sure. But why did it take why did she ever think she has to be that mentally sick and maybe believes her own lies to take it that far?
I think we've all known people in our lifetime, honey. Let's put it in perspective for just regular people, not people with lots and lots of money. But I think we've seen it. I think people, if they say this lie over and over again, they start to believe it. And I think that's what she got into. Once she kept saying she was innocent, she believed it. I think she truly believed she was innocent. And
well, maybe. Yeah, I could see that. I could also see her just being like, I'll get out of it. I can get out of it. Stuart will take the fall. And
because money talks. There you go.
Maybe they thought, maybe he told her, like, I'll take the fall or whatever.
Right.
But then when they didn't realize the prison time that went along with it. And yes, Teresa is a Trumper, and she was on Celebrity Apprentice. And the funny thing about Teresa being a Trumper was the irony of it that I thought was ironic, or maybe it's the Alanis Morissette type of ironic that isn't ironic, but that her family was Trumpers, yet when Joe Giudice got deported after his crimes in prison time, for defrauding the government with taxes or whatever. I mean, that's not defrauding. What would that be? Just
Yeah.
What did Joe Giudice's sentence? I always forget. I think it was tax evasion.
Okay.
Joe Giudice tax evasion. Well, they all reached out to Trump saying, you have to. Oh, so he got 41 months and 15 months Teresa had previously got. And they were sentenced today to prison terms for committing a string of crimes as part of a long-running financial fraud conspiracy. Okay, so they were sentenced, 15 months and 41 months in prison, Joe and Teresa back in the day, because it's from 2014. Both defendants previously pleaded guilty before the U.S. District Judge Esther Salas in Newark federal court to several counts of superseding indictment returned against them in 2013. The Giudices each pled guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud. Oh, one count of bankruptcy fraud
Mail
by
fraud.
concealment of assets. One count, I always thought it was just taxes. I don't know. So one count of bankruptcy fraud by concealment of assets, one count of bankruptcy fraud by false oath, and one count of bankruptcy fraud by false declarations. Okay. And then Joe Giudice pled guilty to one count of failure to file a tax return. So the tax stuff wasn't there, but quite a lot more. So then he was getting deported back to Italy because he technically, I don't think he ever filled out his paperwork to be a citizen or went through the process fully. So they were pleading with Trump as Trump's main campaign is going off of like, close the borders, build the wall, everybody stay out. And I'm thinking, girl, you should have been voting for someone else if you want to get your husband back in here. Trump is not gonna, he's getting people, he's like closing borders and, promoting xenophobia. So I don't know, but I always thought that was so interesting that they were such hardcore Trumpers and yet they wanted to circumvent the system they voted for, which was to keep people out. And if you commit a crime, you're gone.
Yes.
Which is, but when it was for them, it was like, well, can you change the rules? And they were hoping, since Teresa was on The Apprentice, that he would do that, and he didn't do it.
Oh, geez, surprise! He wasn't a good friend. Okay,
right.
I just
he never became I don't know why he never became a citizen. I think he was just a lazy wine out drunk. Like I think he was too busy trying to keep up with the Joneses, I guess, in Jersey. But I just found that interesting. Yeah.
So. I just, I was really surprised when it cut real quick because it didn't even seem like a full hour. It cut real quick to her walking out of the courtroom.
Yeah.
And all the microphones in her face. And I think to myself, oh my God, what a horrendous thing that is as she's walking out. But she does have some time now before she starts her sentence. She did get, she got 76 months. And here's me, I'm counting on my fingers. Okay, I know 60 months is a 5-year car loan. So, okay, I got that in my head and add 16 years. Okay, got it. So that's a good long time.
Are sentenced to 6.5 years, like you said. And, but I think they were trying to get, I can't remember what it was, but it was something.
120. It was 120. Is what they were trying to get. And Jen and her husband were trying to get 36 months. And the judge said, kind of came in between the 36 and 120 and came to 76.
So Shah, 49, pled guilty in July 2022 to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and was ordered to forfeit $6.5 million after previously pleading not guilty. She must also pay restitution to the victims of the nationwide telemarketing scheme that prosecutors said targeted elderly and vulnerable victims, which just makes me want to throw up. Shah wore a camel pantsuit, according to Good Morning America, sat between two lawyers. Her husband, Sharif, was seated behind her in a stale blue suit. He raised his hand when introduced by defense attorney Priya Chaudhry, I think it is. Judge Sidney Stein said Shah's role on the show played no role in the sentencing decision, because they were trying to push that narrative that the show just really, all the stress and all the, trying to keep up. But they're like, no, there had been a lot, like Jen had been
way
exhibiting
prior.
this behavior before. Yeah. And said the character your client plays on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is simply a character, Stein told the attorneys. The Real Housewives franchise involves role playing and editing. People should not confuse, and this court is not going to confuse the character she plays on the entertainment show with the person I have before me. For the rest of Mrs. Shah's life, she will remember their names, Chaudhry said of the victims. Miss Shah knows she has devastated the lives of so many. Then Stein interrupted the expression of sympathy to ask, is she still selling Free Jen or Justice for Jen merchandise on her website, or has that been taken down? Chaudhry said Shah is no longer selling the items and has saved the proceeds for restitution. That's gross that she's profiting, and what a convenient answer that you're going to save it. The defense insisted Shah understood the victims had very little to begin with, and now they will struggle even more. But Chaudhry said one of the victims had ever talked to Shah. But when Chaudhry said one of the victims had ever talked directly to Shah, Stein cut in. Because she was too high in the conspiracy to deal with the victim, Stein said. She was too important. She was a leader. So the fact that she never talked to a victim works against you, actually. So then Jen's attorney said in a statement, Jen Shah deeply regrets the mistakes that she made and is profoundly sorry to the people she has hurt. Jen has faith in our justice system, understands that anyone who breaks the law will be punished, and accepts this sentence as just. Jen will pay her debt to society, and when she's a free woman, she vows to pay her debt to the victims harmed by her mistakes. Federal prosecutors, call it preposterous to portray Shah as a mere seller of lists for telemarketers to fraud. So they're like, that's preposterous to call her just the seller of lists for other telemarketers to defraud. She's laughing over text messages talking about defrauding these people. Assistant U.S. Attorney Rob Sobelman said, it is not as if she simply sent a computer file to someone. So the U.S. Attorney Sobelman said it was really difficult to hear the defense cast Shah as self-delusional and somehow unaware of the severity of her crimes. It's a decade, day in and day out, working hard to defraud people, the prosecutor said. This defendant was prolific. She made a lot of money from this scheme. Shah conceded she struggled to accept responsibility for the longest time, but said she now accepts responsibility for actions. She said, I am profoundly and deeply sorry. But the U.S. Attorney, Rob Sobelman, doubted Shah's expression of remorse. He said, there's not one message that expressed remorse. It's fair to conclude that's not how she felt. I didn't know they had text messages of her laughing about the victims. Sobelman also spoke to the victims of the fraud. These are older, vulnerable women whose lives were turned upside down by the defendant's telemarketing fraud, he said. The judge said he was a little concerned that Shah's manager, we heard about this, was present in court. He warned her against trying to profit from her crime and instead focus on raising money to repay victims, said Ms. Shah was integral to the scheme. Stein said, no victim ever earned any of the promised returns. Shah then was crying. I think I have a picture here of her through the tears. So this is, shout out to Bravo Babe on Twitter. This is the courtroom drawing. So she's in tears and apologized for bringing shame, embarrassment, and pain to her family. It's like, girl, it's not only that, but the other people.
Too late.
And broke down more fully when she said to her younger son, Omar, Mommy is so sorry for the trauma you endured when you were woken up at gunpoint the day of her arrest. When Shah promised to repay every cent, the judge interrupted to ask, how do you intend to do that? She answered,
Ugh.
Haltingly and coached by her attorney, I plan that when I am out of prison to use my platform and raise money that way. I hope that I'm able to work again. So then Ivan J. Arvello, special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations in New York, said in a statement to ABC News, Shah's fraud scheme targeted and exploited vulnerable, often elderly, working class people. She and her co-conspirators built their publicly lavish lifestyles on the false promises of financial independence offered to their victims. Victims who to them were merely leads to be bought and sold. Shah's crimes have had deep and lasting impacts on the lives of their victims, and today's significant sentence and forfeiture reflects the seriousness of her crimes. Federal prosecutors had requested Shah serve 10 years in prison. She should have got 10. The defense said she should serve no more than 3. Ridiculous. Miss Shah's a good woman who crossed the line. She accepts full responsibility for her actions and deeply apologizes to all who she's harmed. Miss Shah is also sorry for disappointing her husband and children and her family, blah, blah, blah. Jen pled guilty because she wants to pay her debt to society and put this ordeal behind her family. I love how she's like, it kept getting pushed back. It's so stressful. It's like, well, wasn't your attorney, weren't you guys requesting it being pushed back?
I'm not sure who pushed it
You're
back, but I would
talking out of
think
both
that
sides of your
they
mouth.
would.
I think they asked.
They wouldn't have had any reason. The other side wouldn't have had any reason to postpone it and postpone it and postpone it. So, yeah.
Federal prosecutors cited Shah's flamboyance in their sentencing memorandum as a reason she deserves a decade in prison. I agree. Despite the defendant's best efforts, she got caught. She then went on a public offensive and tried to profit off of the charges by selling Justice for Jen merchandise. Prosecutors wrote she pled guilty at the 11th hour, only after receiving the government's trial exhibits and witness statements. So she pled guilty only after receiving the government's trial exhibits and witness statements. In light of her conduct and her post-arrest behavior, her belated expressions of remorse ring hollow. In December, a judge ordered the reality star forfeit dozens of designer handbags, jewelry, and more. Remember that as part of a plea agreement with prosecutors. The 108 items were seized in March 2021 in a search of Shah's home. The inventory included scores of counterfeit bags, which is so on brand for Jen Shah now. And jewelry, jewelry stamped with fake Chanel, Gucci, Hermes labels, according to all Good Morning America. I mean, holy shit. I did not know that they had text messages of her laughing. I didn't know that it was them kind of making a mockery out of it. And the Justice for Jen Shah, that's kind of news to me too. I didn't know she was selling merchandise. That's just all very gross.
I didn't know she was selling merchandise either. And I think some of it, they kept it under wraps so they could just keep up their investigation and keep asking the people that needed to answer for this, being Stuart and all the other people that she had working for her.
Horrible.
So it is horrible.
Seabreeze,
it is horrible.
Thank you. And I agree. Yes, Angelica, exactly. I'm so sorry that I got caught. And where did all that money go to? And she is not yet, Blaze, paying them victims back. She will pocket it because it took her to the 11th hour to show remorse and to only know that, I'm probably going to be found guilty. So I'll just plea and pretend that I just want to stop my family having to go through this. But it's like, no, girl, you definitely had your team push back a lot of this. So give me a break. You still wanted to participate on the show. And it's hard to believe that Coach Shah didn't.
Oh, I believe he did know. But can you see that fine line between, let's see, I'm not finding, absolution, but can you see that fine line when you're thinking, going, okay, she's guilty. If she goes and I'm here and I can be with the kids. And I mean, I can see your mind just kind of going every which way, but he's going to cut her loose anyway. We think that, don't we?
Oh yeah. I don't think Coach Shaw is going to stay with her at all. I think he'll be out the door. They already have a very strange dynamic between the two of them.
Yes, most definitely.
He's not going to
And
wait 6.5 years if she does that long. I don't know if she eligible to get out sooner, because we see that happen a lot.
I'm not sure. That wasn't mentioned, but my thought is, of course she is, when it
It
comes to
sounds
things
like
like this.
Andy Cohen wants to get an interview with her before she goes to jail, but I'm not sure. I know I did hear as well that she might have locked in an interview before she goes.
Oh
So,
gosh. And I hope she doesn't get
Mhm.
paid for it. If she does get paid for it, then it goes right to the victims.
And she was seen, I mean, she was seen out partying after and before her, or, I mean, it was just after her sentencing, but when she was in New York, she went a fancy dinner with her friends. She was dancing to Akon's Locked Up, which was a spring break classic circa 2005.
Oh,
And I don't know
okay.
if you know the song, Nana, but it's been
Not at
locked
all.
up, they won't let me out. I'm locked up, they won't let me out. No. Okay. So she's dancing to like, I'm locked up, like that she's locked up. And I mean, I feel it's just from the beginning, she's like made a mockery of
Yes, that's
this.
a wonderful word. Just a slap in the face to the victims. So,
Mhm.
um, when does her sentencing begin? That I didn't hear. I thought they said February 17th. I thought they
I
said
think it was my
I thought
birthday.
it was your birthday, February 17th. I
When
remember that.
does Jen Shah report to prison? Are you moving your little thing around, man? I can hear
I'm sorry.
the little
I was just moving up
February
in my
17th.
chair.
You're right.
I thought it was your birthday. Yep.
She was ordered to report to a still be determined federal facility on Jolene's birthday, February 17th, making her release possible as early as the autumn of 2028. She requested to be sent to the FPC, Bryan, a minimum security camp for women in Texas. Let's look that up and see what this. I'm sure they were like, okay, what's the easiest one that I can go to? So you definitely want minimum security. I mean, on her, I don't know, but I can see why she does. So the federal prison camp, Bryan, is a minimum security United States federal prison for female inmates in Texas. It is operated by the Federal Bureau of Prisons, a division of the United States Department of Justice. It's located 95 miles northwest of Houston.
Okay. Wow. My little carousel back there is making a little noise. Can I just step back there and just turn it off for right now?
Oh yeah, I'll knock you down and bring you back. No worries, no worries. So yeah, so she's asking to be put here. They haven't said where they will be putting Jen Shah yet, but crazy. I think Nana knows about Holla Back Girl. In the federal system, you serve 85% of your time if you behave. Okay. So she does have the opportunity to get out early, which is interesting.
Okay, I got that. It just started making a little noise and it does have music to it too. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I had
No
it
worries.
off.
So she can get out early because you can serve if she behaves, which I'm sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I wonder, do you guys put in the chat? Do you guys think Jen Shaw is going to be brawling in prison, or do you think she's going to be making friends like Teresa Giudice did? Because Teresa Giudice had like a picture with all of her new friends, and she was just like, "Hey, what's up?" And she drew in some eyebrows. Will Jen Shaw behave, or will she get in a fight? I have a feeling she's going to pop off at the mouth.
Oh,
What do you think, Nana?
I don't want her to have friends in prison.
No,
I
but is she
want,
going to pop off, or is she going to
oh,
behave and
yes.
get
Oh,
out for
she
good
can't.
behavior?
Oh, honey, she's not going to get out for good behavior. She doesn't have that kind of temperament.
Yeah. Jen can't behave, right? She has a bad temper. That's what Renee said too. Hi,
Renee, I
Lena.
totally agree.
I believe she has,
Hi, guys.
yes, Angelica, I believe that too. She has impulse control issues.
Yes.
Oh, she'll be scamming. What did Elizabeth Holmes get?
I don't know that, honey.
You know what's crazy is Elizabeth Holmes and Jen Shaw got less time than those other reality stars. Okay, so her sentence, she got 11 years in federal prison
Okay.
for defrauding investors through her former blood testing company Theranos. Have you heard about that, Nana? It's quite the the rabbit hole to go down with this Elizabeth Holmes. They did a TV show about it. They've done documentaries about it. She claimed to have this little blood testing thing that could be sent through like Walgreens and stuff, where you could just a little prick of blood could tell you so much about your, could really
Like ancestry?
take it to the
No?
next level of your health.
Oh, I
Instead
see.
of vials
okay.
of blood, when they test your blood, just like a little
Okay,
prick,
sure.
and it could be done, through Walgreens and all this stuff. I think she tried to get deals with them. It's a whole thing. So she did that. But these Chrisley people, I think they got big sentences. So Chrisley family sentencing. And I don't know why. So Chrisleys were sentenced to a combined 19 years in prison for tax fraud. So reality stars Todd and Julie Chrisley have been sentenced to spend a combined total of 19 years in prison after the Chrisleys, no best couple, were convicted of tax or fraud and tax evasion in Atlanta. So Todd will get 12 with 3 years of supervised release. And then his wife, Julie, was, where does it say her?
Yeah, Jamie's got it down here, honey.
His wife, Julie, was sentenced to 7 years in prison and 3 years of supervised. So and that's tax stuff. And so you definitely defrauded the government.
Federal government. But they didn't go after her.
They'll recover.
They didn't go after Jen Shah for tax evasion of some sorts too. Wouldn't you think if you're making that kind of money, they're looking into her taxes also? What did she claim? What didn't she?
I don't know.
I'm not
sure.
I don't know about these people. Can't you just go to work like the rest of us, pay your taxes, quit trying to defraud or fraud? How will you say that?
Defraud, yeah.
Seniors and anyone out of their
or the vulnerable or anybody. Well, here's a little bit of, let's see, do I have a little tea? Oh, I still have 90 Day with Nana up. Oops, I forgot to change the brand.
Oh, it's all right.
It is Joleen Lunzer. Okay, so we have a little bit of tea. I don't have my intro that I need, but we'll just call it I Said What I Said.
I said what I said.
Okay, I said what I said. And this is what Whitney said. So Whitney posted this on Twitter and she said, so I get refollowed after her ride or die was sentenced yesterday. Wow. So Heather Gay unfollowed Whitney Rose. And then as you can see here in her mentions and her Heather Gay started following you. So right after Jen was sentenced, she followed Whitney again. It's like, Heather, what's going on?
What is that? What does that even mean, Heather? Why are you playing those games?
Why are you playing those games? Nana wants to know.
That is not like you. That's not the Heather we fell in love with.
No.
The Heather we fell in love with.
You're not hearing me, Mare.
Little girl.
You can go, little girl, to Heather, right?
Yes, Heather, that's not you. What? You were so much fun with Whitney and stuff until you went to the dark side of the Housewives, the ones that were causing all the trouble. And I don't know. I don't know. Whitney and her were good friends. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Coach was making it. Will Small says Coach was making about $750,000 according to public accounts. So she wasn't low on income. Yeah. I had no idea, but like assistant college football coaches, like my husband was telling me, like Cho was like, they make really good money.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's one of those things where
it's never enough.
It's never enough. She was caught up in it to the point where she would defraud. But even before then, she would buy fake purses and rent these extravagant homes and all these things because something's lacking within her that she feels that she needs these things, even though they're very much out of her budget and what she can afford. So she's willing to take from others in order to get that, which is really sad. I liked this tweet by Facetune, the app. I resolved the black eye storyline. You're welcome, everyone. And then they Facetuned her eye.
I just wish some of these reality housewives, they wouldn't just jump on one thing and then just ride it right to the end of the episode, right to the end of that season. Stop it. Stop it.
This is
This
too
black
weird.
eye
So
has
either
gone too
it's
far.
Heather trying to cover for maybe the possible black eye being from her beauty lab and Botox and drinking and all that stuff, or it is maybe the producers and editing trying to make this into something to just carry out. Because again, when we come up on the reunion, you're going to see Andy even ask, did Jen Shah hit you? And we've heard so much now that most likely nobody hit her. It's something weird. So Dana posted on her social media. She said, hello, everyone. I've received a lot of questions in my DMs from you guys asking me why they didn't show my confrontation with Jen, the one where she said, you better MF and stop her if you want people to put money on your MF and books, okay? Or why the appearance in the last episode was minimal. I just want to remind everyone that I have no control of how they decide to edit the show. And then she went on to say, I wanted to give more insight on what happened that night. There was a buildup to that confrontation that was played in the trailer. I wanted to have a conversation with her about her being one way around us and the other way around her husband. She is one way around the ladies, another way around Coach Shah. And why she wasn't, taking accountability for her behavior and actions. She was also making fun of where I live. Oh my God, making fun of my hair. She needs to get over that. I love that Dana lets the gray streaks and she's a badass. Like she just lets them live. I love it. So she's making fun of where she lives, making fun of her hair. She was calling my husband different Spanish names that were clearly not his name. Oh, Jen. And were directly not, or sorry, Spanish names that were clearly not his name. And that was very disrespectful. I don't know why so much time was wasted filmed on her lies about being innocent when, well, we all know how that turned out. I love Dana. I really enjoy this woman, okay? Now, she could disappoint me in a season, but I like her. Jen didn't like what I was saying. And in her usual Jen reaction, she got in my face and tried to yell and dismiss and bark, bark, bark. I said, the difference between you and me is that you bark and I bite, and I ain't the one, bitch. I've always been one to call it like it is, and it's frustrating that you all didn't get to see what really happened. But it's all good. I just want to thank everyone that has been supportive and so kind to me. Thank you.
That's nice. That's a nice thing that she wrote. She just throws it out there. She's very articulate. She doesn't put up with Jen's crap. And the people that did put up with Jen's crap for so many episodes. And I don't know, they're going to have to realign their thinking and they're going to have to realign their friendships. So that'll be fun to see who goes with who and who really comes back.
Well, my thing is this would have been so, let me just show this. So let's make sure this plays. This would have been so, it would have been so interesting to see Dana completely get Jen in that way. But again, let me see if you can see.
They didn't
air it. So
they didn't air it,
and
right.
Dana makes a great point. Like, why are we pretending that Jen Shah we're just keep going on this damn Jen Shah's innocent BS when, geez Louise, this would have been much better.
We know darn well.
Okay, let me know if you can hear this.
If I were you, I'd be real nice right now, especially if you want some money on your books. If I were you, I'd be real nice right now, especially if you want some money on your books.
Oh, see, I love that because Jen Shah is known to really get in people's faces to shut them down, throw glasses, make this big scene like Dana was saying. And then people are like, oh, whatever. But Dana seems to be not the one. She is not the one because she will get right back up in your face. And Jen Shah needs to be challenged because she becomes a bully. And I think when you get to a certain point of being a bully, you need to bully a bully sometimes to be able to,
I think that's true, especially if you've worked in an office and you have an office bully. I've learned that through experience that if you get in their face, they're going to come back. I wish I would have learned it sooner.
Most bullies they just been able to just railroad everybody and go over them. So you got to find a way, if you can, to check their behavior, come back at them. And that's not easy for everybody because not everybody is able to do that. But there's also other things you can do to bully the bully as well. Will said, did anyone notice Dana was cut from the show finale? Yeah, it was so ridiculous. It was
I think
so
so
ridiculous.
too. I think so too.
Mhm.
I love her. I think she really does speak the truth. She doesn't put up with any crap. I like that about her. I like this one right here, honey. Nana, do you think had Jen been raised by you, you could have helped her? Well, honey, I don't. That's a tough one. I don't know unless Catholic guilt works. I don't know. That's what were kind of brought up with, but I don't know.
She
Poor girl
probably
has time to think about
I
her
mean, her
wrong.
mom seems great. She really does.
Genuine,
She feels
genuine.
sweet, supportive, wants the best for her kids. I just think some people I think some people just get steered in wrong directions, and there are some people who are just assholes, and they were born assholes, and they'll die assholes. I really, have you ever met an asshole baby? Well, maybe not. Well, maybe,
No, no. When
maybe no.
you adore and money more than just friendship and love and just the betterment of your neighbor, when that money is your almighty God, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Christina says, pop off, in my opinion, based on the reality TV shows Teresa had attended. Teresa is the worst pop offer of any housewife in history. She is so aggressive, so violent. And that's why she tried to get this namaste. But Teresa kind of started this. Jersey is the most violent Housewives franchise and has notoriously been. So I don't know maybe this is regarding something we said earlier. Jen, Shah, and Teresa are alike in that way. But I will say Teresa is the only one who's actually gotten physical with people on the show, right? I don't think she's had aggressive moments where she's thrown things and glass and stuff, but Teresa really she threw Andy Cohen, and she's still employed to this day. So she's a bad seed. I think Jen might be a bad seed.
I love that, Susan. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't know how Jen would have reacted to Nana selling her clarinet like she did mine, pawning it. So yeah, I'm picturing her throwing things,
I know. I don't blame you for being a little upset. I wouldn't blame Jen for being a little upset with me for getting rid of the clarinet. But you didn't know the circumstance at the time. Money was very tight. I was looking back
we
on some
don't
of
have
our
to get
tax
back
records.
into it now.
I will.
It's fine.
I will.
It's just funny now. It's for comedy, and you needed the money, and you needed to go drink some beer with your friends.
Oh, stop. Just
Will
stop.
Small says,
Just stop.
What did they say? I felt by Jen, which is disappointing. Jen also claimed in court to be an immigrant and icon for gays. She is not an icon for gays. I'm not gay, but I'm going to speak for the gays, and feel free to shut me down, gays. I don't think she's an icon for the gays. I felt that was very low because she has faced discrimination, but don't pull on immigrant story and the maligned group like the LGBTQIA. Yeah, exactly. Like for her, no.
She's grasping at straws at the end. She's trying to get somebody on her side when she thought she had so many people on her side. When she got to court, when she started reading this stuff, and you got to know her attorney said, "Uncle, I don't have enough for this. Uncle, just plead guilty. Let's go."
Graphic says, those New Jersey ladies do not reflect the entire state. LOL, South Jersey, we are much more laid back. No, we understand. That was like a big concern to people when that show first started. People were pissed. They were like, we don't want this Jersey Housewives. A lot of people in Jersey and on the East Coast were like, we don't think it's a good representation for not only New Jersey, but Italian Americans. Like I remember there was a pushback around that where people would be like, F this, because at the time the hit shows, you got Jersey Shore and Housewives of Jersey. And then South Park was like satirizing it. And they had a whole episode where they had Teresa Giudice and Caroline Manzo on there. And then Teresa, and they had Snooki too. And Snooki was like a Gollum, sort of like Snooki wants puss, or Snooki wants something, like, cause she was just like going around humping people. And then with Teresa, and they're like, you're cabbage. No, you're cabbage. Like, and then they would fight each other. And it was a pretty iconic South Park episode. Sue H says, when the money is your almighty God, you're in trouble. Was that a Nana quote? It sounds like a Nana quote.
Yes, I just said it. I just said
Yeah.
that. I mean, because it's true. You can have all the money in the world and it doesn't buy you friendship and it doesn't real friendship. It doesn't buy you health. It doesn't, it cannot be your
You
golden
can't
idol.
take
It
it with
cannot.
you when you
You
leave.
cannot.
You can't take it with you when you go. Monica says, Jen, did I say this? She's so entitled. Gives
No.
excuses for her foul behavior. Yeah.
It's foul, all
Seriously.
right. Yes, most definitely.
And yeah, they had The Sopranos, Jersey Shore, and the Jersey
Yes, they
Housewives
really did.
all
I
at
loved-
once, representing Italian Americans in Jersey. And I think there was a lot of people that were like, God, these stereotypes are not good for everybody. So there was some pushback. I remember that.
I
with
love The
those shows.
Sopranos. Oh my goodness, that was a good show. Okay.
Monica says, I'm Italian from Brooklyn. So yeah, I could see where people, because it is, we have definitely in this country, we have a way of putting people into these little boxes. And then it's incredibly difficult for people to get out of that, because then all of our prejudices go to, oh, that's what Italian Americans do. That's what, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's what people from Jersey do. That's what we want to like put it at its simplest form and make it so black and white, I guess, where you're like, no, human beings as a whole are very different, and they're like snowflakes,
Do you remember Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta when he's sitting at the cafe? It's a corner, and so that would be Jersey, wouldn't it, you guys? I think they were in Jersey. Help me out here. I thought, or Brooklyn. They were in Brooklyn. Anyway, so he's at this cafe, okay? Stay with me. And there was 2 like glass panes here, and the waitress comes up and he's smoking a cigarette and he has coffee. He orders black coffee and a cheeseburger. And I always thought that's how they eat on the East Coast. I just thought that was really cool. That was the coolest thing to ever order, black coffee and a cheeseburger. I just thought,
you never heard of someone ordering that, so you were like,
no, I just thought that is so cool. That had to be, because when did that come out? 1976, you guys. So I was all of 20 or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, you were like 21, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
So I just thought, I always remember that when he said, take a black coffee and a cheeseburger. There it is. There it is. I just thought that was the coolest thing to order. Now, was that Brooklyn?
Yes, Monica said it was a Bensonhurst, Brooklyn.
Okay, I just thought that was so cool.
Anna, I gotta take you to Brooklyn. You have never been to New York. If you gotta go to New York, it's amazing. And Brooklyn has changed a lot. Now neighborhoods and different things are changed, and there's but I definitely want to take you there, and we can walk across the Brooklyn Bridge, which is beautiful.
And this is this is something that this is something that I thought in my young mind. I always remember it.
That's how they eat on the East Coast.
This is how they eat on the East Coast. That's very cool. I mean, in Minnesota, okay, I'll take some fries, give me some hash browns, blah, blah, but just a cheeseburger and black coffee. I just thought that was the coolest order ever. All right.
Well, are you going to let me take you to New York so you can go to Brooklyn? You can go to Manhattan. You can go to all the boroughs if you wanted to.
All the boroughs. We'll talk. We'll talk.
I've never been to like Long Island. I've only been to the Jersey airport.
And that's where my grandma's from. Long Island, she would say. It was from Long Island.
Yeah. So, well you got to go there.
Neighborhoods in Brooklyn. Transition for the best. Oh, that's good. That's good. See, and I always think of, when I think of the East Coast like that, I think of the Bowery Boys. And do you guys remember the Bowery Boys at all? Okay, we got to get somebody's mother in here so they remember. But anyway.
Brownsville, Brooklyn. See? So there's all these places we got to go to. I don't even know where I went in Brooklyn, but we walked across the bridge and then walked all around Brooklyn. Oh, we were by that. I wanted to go to the Instagram spot where everyone was taking a picture and you could see the bridge in the background.
Oh, there's very cool.
So of course I was like, we have to go to this street. And I was with Chell and my brother-in-law, my husband and my brother-in-law. And they were like, they were okay with, they're like, oh, okay, what do you want to do? And I was like, it's a spot. It was a spot at the time that everyone was going to take a picture in the middle of the street, which I'm sure the people in the neighborhood were like, oh my God, get these tourists out of here.
Oh, I like that.
The bridge was in the background and I was like trying to pose. I don't know what the hell.
I like that. Donna, that's funny. I like that across the Brooklyn Bridge. I like that.
Yes, it was fun walking across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, okay, moved to Idaho, Amy, you did.
Lots of East
And
Coasters
then
in the
yes, I was
chat.
just gonna say it, cousins in Long Island too, Monica's saying. That's very cool because I just remember when my grandmother would speak, she still had the
The
accent.
promenade. Okay.
It
Maybe
was
that's what
very
it is.
prominent. And and she would say, yella, and my great uncle Ferd would come and he would talk about two dirty boys sitting on a koi beating dirty worms. And he would really, pronounce that, that East Coast real hard accent. And he got a kick out of our accent, Minnesota accent.
I'm sure
So
ours
I
is
heard we have
hilarious,
one. I heard we have one.
right? I'm trying to look up that.
So anyway, that's just very exciting.
Oh,
That's very cool.
here's where it is. So it is the most Instagrammable street corner in Dumbo, Brooklyn. That's where I went to get a picture. I'll show
Okay.
you. I'll show you here. I won't show you mine because I don't have to find it. It's on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. But it was right before the pandemic that
Okay.
I was like, oh, I have to go to this place. And so you get the picture with the
Oh, I see how that is. It's just like
yeah,
and
everybody
seeing
was doing it. Dumbo.
San Francisco and that bridge, the Golden Gate.
Yep.
Oh, that's very cool. I like that.
See, everyone was
Oh,
just you go to the
sure.
street, look at everybody. You can see a girl right there doing it.
Yes,
It's
that's
just
very
crazy.
cool.
And so I had my husband and my brother-in-law
Oh,
taking
that's
pictures of me.
I like that.
But it was just
Yes.
this Instagrammable corner in Dumbo, Brooklyn. There was a pizza
Oh,
place
I
up
like
the
it.
road we went to, but it was just trending. And I kept seeing people doing this. And I was like, well, I got to do it now. So, of course, I went and did that. But
I like that.
So
That's very cool.
hi, Jacob. Hi, Joe and Nana. Steven, Jacob in the chat. Shout out to Steven. Jacob, come back and visit. I miss you guys. They were
Hi,
here
guys.
for Thanksgiving. Jake, we need some updates. Jake, we have a plastic surgery question for you. Can you get, with Jen Shah going to prison, because Jake does watch Salt Lake City, with Jen Shah going to prison, federal prison, can you get, we pulled up a commissary list, but can you get Botox in prison? And also, if Jen Shah has to keep up with her Botox, right? She's going to be in there 6.5 years. Can you get Botox in prison? And what do you recommend she do? I know Jake's not a plastic surgeon, but he follows all the plastic surgery accounts. What do you recommend she do to kind of some kind of preventative thing similar to Botox that she can do?
Couldn't she
Monica
just take
says,
a Botox rest? Can't you just do that?
It'll all fall. I mean, it'll be at her ankles. Her face will be at her ankles by the time she leaves there. Dumbo area stands for Down Under Manhattan. Oh, I didn't know that. And Brooklyn Outer Crossing. Monica, thanks for the education.
Oh, that's interesting, Monica. I like that stuff. And I like the things, I wish we didn't have that kind of money back then, and I was younger and I wish I would have asked my grandma more questions, but I certainly wanted to find out more about where I know that she met my grandpa at Rockaway Beach. And I heard it's real kind of hard now. It maybe was nice
dangerous
then, dangerous now. That's what I'd heard.
Oh,
but Rockaway.
Who told you this, Nana? Where are you learning this? You've never even been there.
No. I mean, things that I've read about Rockaway Beach back in the day. They had this big carnival and stuff there. And we're talking, I mean, my grandma was born in 1900. So we're talking like 1917, right in there. That she was on a date with somewhere else. She was on a date with someone else. And she left with my grandpa. So
what a hoochie mama.
Come by it naturally, girlfriend. Okay, right? Here we go.
But have you ever been to Saskatchewan? We have not.
No.
Which what is it called? Which province is that in? Saskatchewan. Is that?
Are you Canada? Asking me, Miss Geography?
Well, probably Lala, because you and I.
Okay. Yes, I would. I'd like to take geography for -10, Bob. Anyway.
Read Jacob's comment, Nana. What did Jake answer back to the question about Botox?
I love you. Love you, Jacob. Love you, Steve. Good question. I'm not sure about that. I'm sure there's chemicals in the jail toilet water she could put in her lips for some plump.
Okay.
Don't you just take toilet water and just put it like this, a little perfume, toilet water. I'm born
That
and
amazing. Okay, I found my Dumbo pic. I found my great Dumbo pic I can share here.
Okay.
All right. So here's what I just had to do. This is the big pic I had to do. I just
I love it. That looks really cute of you. That's very cute.
must, with my hair was
never-
just going crazy that day.
I've
and
never seen that picture. That's very nice. I like it.
Yep. So there's me and Dumbo. Jake, that's so funny.
I think that's cool.
Chemicals in the jail toilet water. She could put in her lips for some plump. I agree.
Honey,
Seabree says Botox in prison. They'll use Crisco shortening. Hey. Toilet wine. Yes. She'll come looking like Angela Deem. Yeah, from 90 Day. Yucky Angela.
Oh, that Angela. Okay, I never hear her last name.
Saskatchewan is the province in Canada.
Oh, all right.
Literally, it is right above us. And I need to learn so much.
Saskatchewan, is that a Native American tribe also?
Name?
Or am I? Yes.
No, I gotta look it up.
Saskatchewan, is that a Native American?
I'm sure it is.
Name?
Saskatchewan is a Canadian province that borders the United States to the south. Grassland covers its southern plains. How nice. And to the north are the rugged rock of the Canadian Shield Plateau. Oh, okay. They got forests, rivers, lakes. Regina is the capital of the province. Is home to the Royal Saskatchewan Museum with exhibits on natural history of the Canadians of First Nations.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sure it's a First Nation.
Oh, First Nation. Okay.
I think that's in Canada. What they refer is First Nation. So it's a unicameral legislature, the Legislature Assembly of Saskatchewan, which operates in the Westminster system of government. Fascinating. So let's say First Nation. I was like a First Nation Saskatchewan.
Jacob is coming your way, and Stephen.
When?
They have to go. We're going to come down in February after Adele concert.
Oh my God, how exciting.
I wonder where the Adele concert is.
It's in Vegas, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Saskatchewan, Indigenous peoples of Saskatchewan. I don't know if that's just an Indigenous name, First Nation, but I don't know the history of it. And I'm trying to read it while we're live here.
Oh, that's okay. Lala's saying my grandpa moved here from Cold Spring, Minnesota. I know where Cold Spring is. Nice town. Used to be small. I don't think it is anymore. It's south of where we are, Cold Spring. Part of it means river. Yeah, that's very interesting. But that's a really cute picture of you. I like it. That looks really nice. So you had the boys go down there with you, and you took a picture there.
We walked across the bridge. I wanted to walk across the bridge. I wanted to walk into Brooklyn. So Saskatchewan, the definition is a river so it's a province in Canada, okay? And it's a river in southwest Canada flowing east to Lake Winnipeg, formed by the junction of the North Saskatchewan and South Saskatchewan rivers. Fascinating. I just like the name Saskatchewan.
That is
beautiful.
I do too, because I know so much is the French Canadian, but I just Saskatchewan.
You know so much. Well, Nana, you've been to the Canada. Which places in Canada have you been to?
I have. I had a conference.
You were in Ontario. And you did you go to Montreal? No.
What is right over Niagara
Toronto.
Falls, you guys?
Thank
you. It was Toronto. And it was
in
so
the 90s.
Beautiful. And it was such a beautiful city. And the idea that they have all these tunnels that go around and around and around.
Tunnels?
Underneath their city. These
like a
tunnels.
subway?
No way. They were tunnels. They were beautiful tunnels that had all these stores and things. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful city, Toronto. Beautiful.
I want to go to Toronto. And I want to go to Montreal, and I want to go to Vancouver, and I just want to go to all the Canadian spots. Quebec.
Oh, I miss Alex.
Edmonton.
Oh, that was Trebek, not Quebec.
Yeah, that's Alex Trebek. All right.
Oh, sorry. I get so turned around. Oh, stop it. It's not.
Speaking of the Brooklyn Bridge, Alex McCord coming back. Nan, do you know who Alex McCord is?
I know he's not the one from
it's a girl.
Adam 12. Oh, okay, then I don't.
She was on Housewives of New York back in the day, and so they're doing a legacy cast where I don't even know who's on the New York City Legacy
Alex.
cast, but I know that I think she might be coming back for a girls, for the Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, I think.
Huh.
But I don't know who's
Okay.
on this Legacy cast. Let me see if I can look it up. So I think she's on. So the next Ultimate Girls Trip, Shannon Van did a video about this. So check out Shannon Van. Girls Trip cast, I think is, yeah. So Peacock and Bravo TV announced that Orange County's Vicki Gunvalson and Gretchen Rossi,
Gretchen?
Phaedra Parks, Eva Marcel, Beverly Hills Brandy Glanville, Camille Grammer, and New York's Alex McCord and Jersey's Caroline Manzo will return. Wow. So here's the thing. Vicki was in the last season of Ultimate Girls Trip at the Berkshires. Gretchen Rossi was not. Phaedra was in last season. Eva was in last season. Brandy was in last season. Camille hasn't, and Alex hasn't, and the other has Caroline. So it looks like they're half bringing back people who have and who haven't, which is interesting because I feel like they have enough ex-housewives to fill spots before they start repeating people. But maybe it was because Phaedra's performance was fantastic. So was Eva's. So was Brandy Glanville's on this last season. Vicki, Vicki does bring the ridiculousness, but she's so ridiculous now, Nana. It's insane. Bless you.
Excuse me.
So ridiculous. Okay, so Ultimate Girls Trip 4. When does 3 come out? I gotta look that shit up too. Ultimate Girls. Nana, you gotta watch. I gotta give you my Peacock logger. We keep saying that and then we forget.
That's okay. This weekend I have family to watch.
Oh my gosh. But it's so good. Okay, so we have 3 coming out and it'll come out in 2023, but when? So at BravoCon, they played a trailer for it, I think. It's got Heather Gay, it's got Whitney, it's got Giselle from Potomac, it has Alexis from Miami, Candace from Potomac, Portia from Atlanta, and then Leah from New York, and Marisol from Miami as well. I mean, that's a good ass cast.
The Ultimate
And this will
Girls
be
Trip.
interesting because Whitney and Heather I don't think they were getting along at this time, right? And apparently Leah, Nana, you don't even know these New York housewives. Wait till you get introduced to some of these New York cuckoos.
No, I don't.
Like Leah. Oh my God. Leah's like, she'll quit drinking for 10 years, and then she'll drink, and then she'll be naked with tiki torches and going ham. I think she might have got kicked out of Thailand because they went to Thailand.
Jeez. Ouch.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Linda and
Simon,
I got kicked.
Alex's hubby's really weird. Where did you get kicked out of?
Linda and I got kicked off a city bus in Las Vegas when we were younger. Oh, well, that's another story.
What did you do? I think you told us.
Yeah, that's okay. We were drinking on the bus and playing that thing you got that paddle and then the rubber ball. They didn't think we were as funny as we did, but
I'm sure
happens.
the people, sitting in front of you were like,
no, I don't think we were bothering people. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Black Honey Bee says, I think they're trying to redeem Brandy, Vicki, and Phaedra so they can join their shows again. I agree. And I do. I think they're trying to bring them back. But didn't Phaedra sign on to be on Married to Medicine? Isn't that what Carlos King said?
Married to Medicine.
That's a show on Bravo. It's a good show.
I'm
not
caught up
on all the seasons.
I have not watched that.
You're
Bravo...
right. Yep, because she's dating a doctor. Because she's a lawyer dating a doctor. So I am for Phaedra. I know some people think not enough time has passed. I still don't like what Phaedra did to Candy and the false rumors they started, but I feel like maybe we could bring Phaedra back. And I might regret it, but I really enjoyed her on Ultimate Girls Trip. And I know if some people are very anti-Phaedra, but maybe it's time for her to come back. As far as Brandy goes, I was keen to give Brandy another chance, but she's just friends with, like, if I knew she was going to come for Kyle or something like that, but she's not. She's friends with all of them. So I don't know how much, but it's Brandy though. And she'll get drunk and she'll offend these ladies. As far as Vicki goes, do you want Vicki back, Nana?
No, I'm sorry.
You loved her too.
I loved Vicki. Then didn't she say it wasn't homophobic. What was she saying that was just, she had said something that
I'm sure she said
went against how we feel and things. And I loved Vicki. I really did. But
Vicky's full on. She was like anti-vaxxer, Trump
yeah, see
train.
that kind of thing. No. And
Keep it off the show, Vicky.
Tamara's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we know that. I mean, I guess I don't know that for fact.
No,
but
we do. She's filming. Yeah, we know that. She's back on Orange County.
Is she back?
100%.
Okay.
She went on Watch What Happens Live during the announcement, and she held her orange and totally. And I see Bree seeing Carlos King's a criminal, but how? Let me look. Carlos. We Google right on the spot here. We do our
It doesn't matter. I'm down for Brandy coming back. She's insane. Jamie B's saying. Yeah, Brandy is a little insane for
Carlos
sure.
King is 10 years older than me. Candy explains how Kempire had a video. Candy explains beef with and how Carlos King tried to steal. What are you trying to steal? Tell us, Kempire. Shout out to Kempire. Tried to steal her group story. Oh, Carlos. Oh, that's not good.
I know. I love Kempire. I went on the other day. Didn't really listen to what they had to say, but I just wanted to make sure I liked it and told them that I just came on to like because I was so busy watching Family. But anyway.
Did you say, hey? He has like thousands of people in his live, so he probably didn't see it.
I bet he went back and went, oh my God, I miss Nana.
Oh, I bet he did. I bet he did
too. He is.
I've never heard anything about Carlos King being a criminal. So I'll have to look into that. I don't know. Yes, we always cover Orange County.
And Vicky choosing her boyfriend over her daughter. Which time?
She did.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, she will.
Orange County. I love Orange County. I just
Nana
think
loves Orange
Vicky
County.
already had her day in the sun. I guess I'll just put it that way. And
yeah,
I would welcome Tamara back because I think Tamara's a little bit more, not that I'm with it, but even saying that, I think Tamara's got a little bit more to give us, a little bit more with it, if you will. But I don't think Vicky, and I don't think we want to see Vicky. We don't want to see her son-in-law.
Vicky's good for ultimate girls trips. I think perfect. Okay. That's a perfect amount of Vicky. We don't need to follow Vicky's life. Vicky can't keep a man. She can't keep a relationship. What? We don't. It doesn't for her.
You know, and Vicky, that says nothing about you about not keeping a man.
It does in Housewives world. Like,
if you were smart, I don't want, you would have got rid of him before he got rid of you. But anyway,
if it's the Real Housewives, like I would like some housewives, I guess. I mean, some married to man, woman, I don't care. But like somehow, I mean, she just dumped drunk Don Gunvalson for No Teeth so Brooks,
stay away.
And then went to that guy that like tried to run for governor, Steve Jobs, not Steve Jobs.
Well, that Steve Jobs on there, really good.
Not Steve Jobs.
Now his name. Call the home. Call the home. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have a lot
Tamara can make this show.
I think Tamara will bring it back.
We're gonna have
her and Eddie. I like her.
We're gonna have Heather Dubrow drama with Terry's possible cheating. Yeah, Shay says, bye, Vicky. Lodge. Thank you. I knew it was Jobs, Lodge. Same.
Thank you. You know, on the Archie comic books, that was Veronica's name, Veronica Lodge.
I know that because I watched the TV show. What's it called? Oh my God,
the Archies. And then it was Dylan was on it.
Not
and
Smallville.
It was called the Riverside. Or
Riverdale.
That's it. That's where
and Veronica Lodge. That's how I knew that.
I know Veronica Lodge. And what was Betty's last name, guys?
Ultimate girls trip. I bet, honey, that we will only see maybe a clip of like where they're at as she's like packing up to get ready for the trip. So yeah, Riverdale. I watched the early seasons. It was good. Like for a dark teenage drama. Pretty good.
Didn't Dylan McKay?
Shannon and her boyfriend. I think I did see that. Ryan Bailey made a funny meme about it. He put
that's sad.
Ryan on here. Let me find Ryan Bailey.
I thought, Lala, you are right. They did break up and she was devastated by it.
It's just like okay.
Well, I'm just saying she was devastated by it. That's what they said.
It was a mess of a relationship.
Do I sound like I know her? Yes, I do. I do sound
she
like
was Nana said she was devastated. Okay. So bad it's good with Ryan Bailey. Shout out to Ryan Bailey. he made, remember Ryan? He did the tea show. He was at the tea show,
Yes.
and that Adam and Zach did. He's very funny. It's a very funny podcast. And
Is he
so
back here? Is he on?
he made this with
Stop
Pete
being
Davidson
sad.
because everyone dates Pete Davidson. So he was like, breaking: Shannon Storms Bedore is rumored to be dating Pete Davidson. I mean, how that would be amazing.
Okay, is Pete Davidson, is he an actor? What does he do?
He's a stand-up comedian, and he was on SNL.
Okay.
And
Didn't
now
know.
he just gets all the vagina.
Okay. And okay.
He just dates all the hottest ladies, and people are like, what is it about Pete Davidson? Well, apparently Pete's packing, and he's a funny guy, and he's tall. I mean, tall men get away with literal murder.
Let's look at how he dresses and if he's dressing to the right or to the left, shall we?
What do you mean?
When they say, is his peenie going to the right or to the left? It's dressing. How is it dressed? Okay. I would say to the right.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, you said he's packing. That doesn't mean he's an armed guard, right? When you
No,
say
they said he has a big wiener.
That's what I'm saying. He dresses to the right. That
Pete,
means you
the
can
meat
see.
Davidson, they call it. You can kind of
wow.
see his. You can see his outline.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they call it. Dressing.
So
dresses
this way,
to the right,
okay, so
dresses to the
he's
left.
dressing to the right on this one.
Yes.
Okay, so he could be just pulling it to the side. I don't know.
I really like the way you had to turn around. And
Man is
so
throwing
you
new
could
terms. I know.
which
Tell the right and left. I used to go Lunzer, no Lunzer, to tell left from right. Like this spells Lunzer, no Lunzer. Rumor has it he has a 10-inch
thick penis, Nana.
That's going to kill somebody.
Okay, and why is that exciting?
Do you know how long 10 inches is? And Hannah's been there, done that.
It was a joke. It was a joke. So rumor has it he has a 10-inch. You know, if people don't look at each other when they go potty, you know, for boys.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, if you were
potty?
a boy and you had to go potty and you're at the trough, wouldn't you look over? I mean, people say they don't, but how do people know that he's got 10 inches? Who's talking?
People have sex with him. Women.
Those people are talking about it? Okay.
Probably. They probably shared with friends, and then friends go, oh yeah, he's packing. He's got it together caboodle down there, you know?
Okay, but you know what, you guys, 10 inches thick. Wow.
I know, go potty. So when you guys are in the potty together, you gentlemen.
Well, you know,
I mean, just look at each other's members when you're in the potty.
I think people do, and they say no. Guys go, we don't look at each other.
No, I think I've asked Shah that too, because I'm like, he's like, no, you look straight ahead.
I know. But okay.
I wouldn't look. Why would I want to see someone peeing? I wouldn't even look now.
If it was 10 inches of piss, come on.
Well, we don't know if it's flaccid or like, is it only like, how is he a grower, not a shower, or a shower, not a grower?
This lake flaccid didn't we have the Olympics there once? What?
Right, Shay, I would end up, me too. My baby door is not equipped for.
Oh, yes, that is not, no.
12 feet. I can't, no.
That's a lot of
I don't want it to hit my throat, you know. Come up through your baby door and hit your throat, and you're like,
no, that's a lot of penis. But, you know, if he's, you know, well, good for him.
It's a lot. Anyway. And if it's that long and the girth, that's a lot of penis. How much you don't want to be a selfish Sally, you know, and just take all the penis. You want to leave some penis for other people.
We've already seen the redwoods, so okay.
Kanye saw pics in Kim's phone of the 11-inch cock-a-doodle-doo. Now I've upped it an inch.
Seen pics in Kim's phone. Oh, so Kim saw him.
They were dating and banging and loving, and I think he got a Kim tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. 10 inches flaccid. Like, yeah, shoot me. That's like, so then grown 20 inches. Wonder what the biggest penis has ever been. Let me Google the biggest penis on record.
This is what Linda's brother used to always say. God love him. It might be short, but it sure is skinny. Bill Burke.
Okay. The biggest man with the world's biggest penis stuns hosts with explicit pic. According to New York actor Jonah Falcon, his penis measures 13.5 inches when erect. And he has, so according to New York actor Jonah Falcon, his penis measures 13.5 inches when erect and has an 8-inch diameter. For some reason, having 13 plus inches means I'm a bad person, or I'm egotistical, or I'm a porn star, or I'm dumb, or I'm a slut, he told Britain's This Morning hosts Philip and Josie.
Oh, that's not
According
true.
to the New York Post, they showed a picture, and here's their reactions. Let me show you their reactions now.
We're not seeing. Oh, they're showing a
show you
picture of it.
someone's wiener.
I was just asking. I was asking. Oh, I was just
Don't
asking.
get so excited,
You
Nana.
too.
Jeez
I was just
Louise.
asking. Oh, Lord.
Asking. So they just can't quote any of this. Well, that we are the unquotable. This is the
That's
unquotable
okay.
show with Joleen.
I just
Maybe that's
hope-
our new show name. The
Unquotable?
Unquotables. You'll get fired. Okay. So here's man with
Hope
biggest
he's
penis.
in bed. Okay. Man
Okay.
with world's biggest penis stuns hosts with explicit pictures. Now, who are
Philip
the
and
hosts?
Josie.
All right.
This is Philip. This is Josie.
Oh,
And that's him, this guy, showing his wiener
Oh,
to
well,
the hosts. And they see him.
who are these hosts?
Is it him? Does he have the biggest one?
Yeah, that's what they're
So now you
saying. I've got
They're
the
in the
roast.
UK. Anna. They're a popular show
Oh,
in the UK.
okay.
No longer have to compare it to these objects.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Congratulations.
So
And he's
that
wearing
guy
pink pants. Wow.
has the biggest.
It's just how God made me. There you go. Jamie B saying me too. Okay. Jamie B's in
Hashtag
the
Jamie too.
in the Me Too movement. All right.
Hashtag Jamie too.
This is
Oh
my
my
kind of
God.
live.
Right?
Edie, I hope you're a night, honey. It's just how God made me. Yes. So,
So they said, yeah. So he showed him that. And then
wow.
this is the guy. But okay, so I guess he did provide proof. Okay, here's him. But now he's showing like a moose knuckle. Here, let me show you. Now it just looks like it looks all balls in this picture. Let me show you.
Care Bear 77 says, I want to see. Oh, you can see it.
But,
Dressing to the left.
oh,
Yes, you can.
oh yeah,
Yes, you can.
the
Oh,
print.
most
But when I was
definitely.
here, it just looked like
Yeah, no big deal.
all
Let's
balls.
bring up. Yeah, looks almost like an X-ray. Okay.
That must be. I kind of feel for him because like getting clothes and being.
I bet you would feel
comfortable.
for him. What now?
I feel bad in a way because like,
Oh.
being comfortable in your clothes and stuff. And also there is a point where women go, that might be a little too much for me. So I'm sure he's been turned down at times going, that one's going to break some skin. I can't do that.
Well, this has really
But
been
yeah.
a fun night. I appreciate everybody that. Oh, is that the same one?
The same guy. So yeah, he's just rocking
On
people's worlds,
Wisconsin.
literally.
On Wisconsin.
Do,
He
do,
needs,
do, do,
yeah,
do.
he needs a haircut
Reading
though,
them.
honey. And
He doesn't need a haircut if
yes,
he's
he does. So do I. He needs a haircut. So do I. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're packing a 13.5-inch wiener with 8
I would have
inches
made
of
more
girth.
money. I would have made more money in my career.
Is he a magician? He
job.
looks like a magician.
Okay, what's he pulling out of his hat? Not a bunny. But I'm pumped.
Oh goodness gosh. So yeah, wasn't Bolo big? I mean, I looked up the biggest and they just told me this guy. So I don't know.
Okay. We just don't know.
We don't know. We'll
But
have
it
to,
is interesting.
you guys know, put it in the comments after the video post who's got the biggest on record. This Jonah Falcon says it's him, but
Okay.
oh wait, no, there's a 55. Oh wait a minute. That is
Don't need-
clickbait. There's the Daily Record says, watch as a man with world's longest willy measures his record-breaking penis. His cervix-breaking penis. Okay. Says graphic content, so I can't show you. Roberto Cabrera has smashed the previous record with his mammoth penis measuring, Nana, you ready for this?
That was a drum roll. Okay, go.
Sounds like balls.
Okay, kinda does.
18.9 inches.
That's a hell of a walleye. That's a northern.
His half meter. So again, no American made big cockadoodles. It's all overseas, all
Yeah.
across the ponders. Okay. So, all right. His half meter penis smashed the record previously believed to have belonged to American actor Jonah Falcon, okay, who we just saw, whose penis was 9.5 inches flaccid and 13.5 inches erect, okay? Insisting he's happy despite possibly giving up the chance of having children. Oh, Roberto said, I am famous because I have the biggest penis in the world. I am happy with my penis. I know nobody has the size I have. I would like to be in the Guinness Book of Records, but they don't recognize this record. Why wouldn't they?
I think we got off topic, but Jamie seems to like it. I get it. Well, we really did get off topic.
Well, what's Roberto flaccid? If he's 18.9 erect. 16? It doesn't even say in the video loading there. It's clickbait because it hasn't loaded, or maybe it's so big it's taken forever to load it. There is a Guinness. Wait, I'm looking at the Guinness Book of World Records. No, longest penis. And
so we got off track a little bit, and we're just going to talk about Salt Lake City's reunion.
Penises.
We're not.
How much is 43 centimeters?
I don't understand that centimeter talk.
Oh, I feel like they're talking about some, I don't know what the Guinness Book is. They need to get on their penis recording because
okay.
Yeah, Roberto, he's 18.9, guys. He says, come at me, bro. I literally have the longest wiener, more than Jonah. And Jonah's like, but it's me. He's like, not you, my friend. Not you.
Stop.
That's a whole lot of dick. That's too
JB,
That's just
yes,
too big.
it
That's
is.
too big. That's too big.
Yes, it is. Too buku. So
yeah, buku, très buku.
So, Salt Lake City.
30 centimeters is a ruler, which I think is 12 inches. Okay, so that's just Pete Davidson. Closely Pete Davidson. Care Bear says, my mom was just listening to this convo, looked at me, then promptly walked out of the kitchen. Hopefully she's disgusted by us because no.
Can I go to out of the kitchen with your mom? Thanks.
Nana, you loved it. Does he get lightheaded when he gets erect with all that blood flow? I would. That's a great question, Jamie B. We need a penis. What's a penis doctor called? Someone that specializes in schlongs. A prostate doctor? Is there a penis doctor?
I don't know. Urology? I'm not sure. That's a long schlong.
That'll be the last thing I Google. What is a penis doctor called?
Dr. Love. Or anyway.
Physicians who specialize in men's sexual and reproductive health.
Urologist. See, Shannon Van, you're
including
with me,
the diagnosis and treatment of disorders of male sex and reproductive organs are called. Shannon Van got it. Urologists.
I got that.
They study the penis.
Yes.
They study the
Shannon
penis.
Van, thank you.
Mm-hmm. We definitely got demonetized, Nana. I'm sorry about that, but it's okay.
Oh, why? How do we know that?
Penis 9,000 times.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't say the correct name of something.
You can't say anything.
We can say
on YouTube anymore.
Peeny. Okay.
But let me see. Let me actually see before I say if we did. It'll usually tell me if they have to review it. Oh, so far so good. Penis. I'm just gonna get a couple more penises in before they demonetize us. Okay.
Step in the name of love. Okay, so
well, this was fun. Nana, thank you for your excellent Nana notes. Your style was impeccable tonight. You only got us canceled once.
I think that's huge.
Went
she
back
said
and
with
forth.
a smile.
With a little bicker once. So we did.
Did we have a bicker? What was the bicker?
We always do. We always have a little one. I forget.
Oh, good.
Might have been 2.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Let's say
we just love each other so much.
Urologist.
Penis doctor. I would honestly rather be called a penis doctor. What do you specialize in? The penis.
I don't know. I would just.
Penis is actually a nice term. I think vagina is a beautiful word. It would actually be a good name if it wasn't what it meant. Like, oh, this is my daughter, vagina.
Oh, no, Regina Marie. Okay,
Vagina
anyway,
Marie. Yeah.
so
there
thank you
go.
so much. And Carolyn, you're saying, Shannon Van, are you feeling better? I didn't know you were feeling out of
She got
sorts.
dick sick. Yeah, she saw one of
I'm
them
so
big guys.
sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
Poor
I hope you're
Shannon
feeling better,
Van.
honey. Hope you're feeling
Shout
better,
out
Shannon Van.
Shannon Van. Go sub to Shan. Shan did a whole video on the new cast for Ultimate Girls Trip. So Shan, feel free to drop link to your channel in the live chat.
Yes, yes. And thank you for joining us,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys.
We really
Yes.
appreciate it, especially our mods. And you guys just keep us honest and keep us, keep us going. And did we get to Nana's 75 likes tonight?
We did, which makes me think,
Why are you so obsessed with me?
why are you so obsessed with me? Keep being obsessed with us.
Where'd you get that
we got
picture of me?
75. I know, you and Mariah Carey, just so cute. We got to 75 likes. I think we might even have more likes now.
Well, please.
So,
I mean, act as though it's a voting booth and vote for us twice. Okay, thanks.
or Michael Darby will haunt your dreams.
I'm gonna go watch Family. And what are you gonna do with this, honey?
I might make some content, eat some food. I got some
You're always
videos I want to
busy.
make.
Okay.
But I'm gonna check on Chell. He's feeling kind of under the weather.
What's going on?
I hope he's not sick because he's got a really fun job. He starts on Tuesday. So
Please, will you do me a favor? Just go check his temperature. And it's hard.
I got him Menudo
Okay.
and Pedialyte, and those are two things that usually I got this Pedialyte sprinkle stuff you can put in water, and Menudo from his favorite Menudo place down the street. And that usually makes him feel better. And then I washed his favorite blanket, or he washed it. But I covered him up. And yeah, just trying to get through. Hopefully he doesn't get sick because
I know. Let's think good thoughts. Put it out there, like you said, put it out there in the universe. Thank you for liking my little outfit and my cheap little tops here. These, they just got delivered.
So
like
cute.
I said, I like
cute.
it too. I like it too, especially now that put on weight, then lose weight, then put on weight. But boy, it all goes in the jugs. Okay. Anyway, thanks for stopping.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We love you.
Nana has fat tits. Bye.